Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's been a while. Actually, I don't think it's been that long. When did we end our roster review?
It's been at least a week because we didn't
It's
stream
been a
last week.
while. Yeah, maybe 2 weeks.
Wait, did we finish on the weekend? We did. We finished on a Sunday, so maybe it hasn't been that long. It was like last Sunday. So
Yeah,
not
I think.
not well,
Yeah, I
not last
think
Sunday, but
it
the
was
Sunday
like
before.
it was like during week 3 or something. We finished our
Yeah.
roster reviews because we ended up having to split it all into like each division had its own stream.
Yeah, we had last weekend and then the last week off, like no
Yeah,
stream. But then it was the weekend right before that.
yeah.
So it wasn't like
Well,
2 weeks from a Thursday or something. It was
right,
like a week and a half.
right. Well, regardless, we're back. And we're more than halfway done the season now. We're about halfway through. Oh, that's right. It was on Super Bowl Sunday that we streamed. We're about halfway
That's
through the
right.
season. Just a little
The
bit
main
over,
event.
actually, but not too many games have been played yet this week.
Yeah,
So
because we're in
I'm
week
still,
5, right?
yeah, we are in week 5. So four
Yeah.
weeks have been played and have been tallied up on the standings. And we wanted to catch up with how everything's been shaping up. So
Yeah.
we'll take a
And
look
we know
at
draft players aren't Monday gamers, so
yeah, it's true. So
there's no
yeah,
need to
we'll
be
take a
too
look
much
at
done.
some of the each division standings. Maybe a couple standout performances that we expect. There's or that we've seen. There's also been a couple drops, so we can look at the players who are taking over for them, as well as the changes that they've made to the teams. Um, there's a bunch of trades that have happened, but most of them we kind of covered during the roster review, anyways. There's maybe one or two that might be worth talking about, but we can get there. We can talk about it when we get there. But we also wanted to check out some of the highlight submissions that have been submitted onto Discord on our highlights channel.
Collecting dust
Um,
in the
yeah,
highlights
collecting dust.
section.
They've been waiting there for us for a little while. I
And
like to
still
think of it.
somehow we
Okay,
struggled to find one for every
an
division.
all-star, I know. So I actually think just having like a highlight submission channel, even if it's not for stream and even if it's just something that like people just peruse to find
Yeah,
good battles, I think is completely fine. I
instead of
I kind
going
of
through
had this
every
this
division.
revelation recently because I saw that the PWC started a highlight submission channel as well, and it's cool to see like the inspiration that we each take from each other.
We're
But
getting
so they started to
royalties
do
for
the
that,
same
right?
thing, and sorry,
We're getting royalties for that, right? Like ad
royalties.
revenue every
Yeah, for
time
sure.
somebody
Yeah,
watches one of their highlights. Like we
yeah,
should get a
yeah.
portion of
We get 5 cents, and every
that. Yeah.
time anybody looks at our standings, our in-depth standing category standings, they get 2 cents.
Wow. That's worth
Yeah,
less
it's a
than
good deal,
the
right?
highlights channel.
Yeah,
The
it's a good deal.
singular channel title in Discord.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think it's been good. I know that not everybody is interested in watching every single replay, so at least having somewhere to find the highlights, I think, is just good. Even if, again, even if we're not going over them all on stream, it's a good spot to check out what's going on in the league.
Yeah, that's true.
So we do want to start out with one replay from each division, and I guess we'll start out with our All-Star game. And we'll work our way down to Truant. And here we actually have Azzy as Knight Triumphant versus Shoshin, who, as we discussed in our roster reviews, is coming back. He took, I think, his last played season in the NBA was maybe season 3. Let me
It was
double
a
check. I'm
while
gonna
ago.
fact check myself here. Yeah, it was definitely a while ago. It was season. He played season 2 in our top division, season 3 in top division, and then season 7 now in All Star after he came back. Um, so it's exciting to see him back, and I won't spoil his record. Actually, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we gotta see what
But I know
happens in the
that
game first.
true. What did people think about each of these rosters? Do you remember?
Um, I remember
I don't.
Azzy's was kind of weird, but didn't he make some trades?
He did.
Like the Gardevoir. I think he doesn't have the Gardevoir anymore.
Yes. So
So this has to be like a
that
week
was
1
week
game.
2. So we did talk about that during
Yeah,
the roster chat. Yeah, he traded Mega Gardevoir and Oricorio Pow for Hatterene and Terra Sableye.
got it. Yeah, this was from January 25th. This game. So these replays are from all of the first 4 weeks. So
Yeah.
they're not just
Yeah.
like
So
last
this
week or
was
anything.
actually, I think, a week 2 battle.
It was week 2. Okay. So he
Yeah.
still had Gardevoir week 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Shoshin later than that, actually, in week 4, also changed his Terra Captain from Skuntank to Electros, his lower of the two captains. But neither came to this game.
I was
So
gonna say it didn't look like
yeah,
it.
the other captain is just Hydrapple here. And for Azzy,
It looks like Terra Ghost Hydrapple's the only
yeah,
captain
Terra
for the
Ghost
game.
Hydrapple and it's Steel Gold Trace.
Oh, Goldthirst is also a Terra. Okay, because
Yeah.
these are all their primary type.
Yeah.
I see.
Yep. So yeah, I mean this was a little while ago, so I don't remember what happened verbatim, but it's a pretty good one. And let's get into it. We can see. I mean, who do we have around first? Just kind of a shout
We
out
got a
to the
few in
early
the chat.
risers. Yeah, we got Fennec, we got Sling, Corey, Ryan's around. Awesome. Um,
Like Thursday
we'll
nights have a little bit more of a draw, even when we don't announce it.
y-
'Cause
yeah, yeah. Surprise, we're streaming by the way. I guess we should definitely like it. We kind of knew that we were streaming yesterday. We maybe should have announced it, but whatever.
we probably
Hey,
could.
Pappy's here too. Tony from the NBA
Yeah,
YouTube channel.
that's
Yeah,
true. That's what I'm from. I was
yeah.
born in this
hmm
channel.
It's just like how Azzy is from the r/Stunfisk server,
Yeah, it is.
or Azzy the r/League of Legends mod. Anyways, let's get into this. This is
Let's
again
see if
for
the
our All Star.
mods got the stuff, or if it's
Yeah.
truly just a Reddit
What do we
mod
think
user.
here? What do we think here leads wise? How do you think the game is going to play out here?
Actually, as has a lot of like potential leads. I mean, you could just do pivot lead with either Sneasler or Rotom, or even Aloe, but probably not Aloe for lead. Or you just do the Ferrothorn hazard lead. The fire type on the opposing team is a physical attacker, so I'm wondering if maybe kind of take the risk just leading the Ferrothorn. You're not super afraid of Arcanine just yet out the gate.
Yeah, even if Shoshin does lead Arcanine, it's hard to say that it can really get much progress here against the
Yeah.
Yellow. So
Is it
yeah, I
gonna
think a
click
Pharaoh lead
Wild
is pretty
Charge on the
strong.
Pharaoh lead and just assume that the Ferrothorn's coming out, or like
Yeah,
there's
with
just not.
something like Body Press or Gyro Ball for the Baxcalibur lead and like Power Whip for Slowking, I think Pharaoh actually has a pretty good lead matchup. Maybe
Yeah,
you just need to worry about the Flamethrower or like just random fire covered Slowking lead. But everything else, I think it's pretty decent into. Could be troublesome if Gallade leads, but I think Gallade also has to respect like a Chople Thunder Wave or
right.
something like that. So I'd
And also, it
probably
just
say
doesn't want to keep
Pharaoh.
taking chip,
Yeah,
like
I'd say
just from
probably
hitting the
Pharaoh
ground.
versus Slowking lead is what I would expect.
Yeah, because then Slowking can just pivot out if he needs to.
Yeah, it
If
can
it's not
chili for
Ferrothorn.
backs or etc. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see.
Oh, I could have sworn I said music off. There we go. So it
It's just
is a
Sneasler for
Sneasler into
Zapple.
Hydrapple.
Okay, so this definitely shows me that Sneasler's probably
Just
not an
choice.
unburdened set.
Yeah.
I know that as he likes his scarf and his band, I would probably hazard to guess scarf. Pretty
Yeah,
decent
if you're
into
predicting like maybe a Gallade lead into the Ferrothorn, you
yeah,
probably don't want to. Well, I mean, you outspeed Gallade anyway, even without Scarf.
yeah. If you're predicting Gallade lead, I think band is better there. Because
Yeah.
scarf doesn't really touch it that hard, and you kind of have to just go hard into like you turn into aloe. So
Yeah.
I would
Does
probably
Scarf
expect this as
outspeed?
band.
Well, I guess there's no sand. So say, does
Yeah, there's no
Scarf
sand here.
outspeed extra than
But
sand?
it would outspeed +1 backs, I think is
Yeah.
the main draw here. But I'm still predicting band or some sort of damage
I
boosting
mean,
item
I
rather
think it
than a
has to be.
scarf here.
I think it's just choice. I think it's either band or
Yeah,
Scarf.
that's fair.
But let's see.
This
I
is
mean,
Terra
you're probably
Ghost.
clicking U-turn, right?
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, U-turn for sure. Just get the poison touch, maybe.
Oh, and there's a Rocky helmet.
Rocky
No
helmet.
poison touch. Into the aloe. Terrablast Ghost. Okay.
That did not a lot of damage. That's probably Assault Vest Aloe, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
This flip turns here.
Flip
Yep.
turns looks Slow King.
You don't have too much that's really that. I guess actually Gold Trace is pretty good.
Yeah,
you just,
Gold
again,
Trace.
have to be worried about the wave.
T-Bowl or...
I guess Dragon Tail. Yeah, here it is. That's tough.
Oh,
Oh, it's a Lumberry.
Lumberry, that's smart. And then you get your
So it
boost.
could be Rest
That
as
kills.
well. Wow. That just kills. I mean, it is +2, but it's also a Slowking. It has massive Spit F.
Yeah. Interesting swap out there. I mean, I guess
not making too much progress here.
I get it, like, defensively. I wonder if you just take what you can get. Like, does he really die to a Flare Blitz, do you think?
You don't know if it's banded yet, or even like a charcoal with extreme speed or something.
Banded, oh, I guess it is slightly faster. I thought Gold Trace was faster.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine to just preserve this. Like, you still have Terra, so that you can 50-50 flip later. Like, you can still just do exactly what Gold Trace wants to do later. And now the thing that was going to status you is too, so you don't even have to worry about it. I think keeping it is fine, especially when you have Aloe. Like, there's no reason to just take what you can get because Moltres is already set up right now when you have, like, the anti-Arcanine mon.
Yeah, I was more thinking that, like, with Arcanine theoretically out of the picture, then Ferrothorn at full health is just, like, rampages against this team. But
yeah, like, there is still a Gallade, and it kind of has to choose if it wants to be Chople or something, or Helmet.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, this is, like, obviously not, like, almost
yeah, that just tickles. Like, there's no reason. Okay, it's toxic, so it's not banned. That's revealed.
Yeah.
As he now knows,
really
what
cares
is.
Too much about the toxic though.
No,
because
I don't think so.
It's kind of just coming in and flip turning out anyway.
Yeah. Going guard there. This is Mega Gardevoir, so I actually don't mind it. But I wouldn't have minded it more if it was Trace, like, to just get the Intimidate. You know. I don't think there's really too much of a need to be synchronized pre-Mega. Like, if it was Trace, it could get the Intimidate or the Flash Fire off of it. I think that would have been probably better. And you can Trace regen from Hydrapple.
Nice Leech Seed. And now with the only grass type is now a ghost type.
Yep.
Probably the main drawback of terroring turn 1 with Hydrapple is that Leech Seed just goes on anything.
Yep. I did miss that rocks went up for both here. That's pretty good.
I put rocks up recently with the
I do think that Azzy's team dislikes rocks a little more.
Yeah, I mean,
that might not even be true.
Is this Arcanine boots? Well, we'll see what the Arcanine set is.
Yeah,
not see what it is, but like we'll know if it's not a choice item if it comes in with boots.
Yeah, Hydrapple's helmet's gone, which is nice for the Sneasler. Yeah. Makes it so that it can still U-turn and fish for poisons on it without too much of a hassle.
Boots backs.
Bootscalibur?
Yeah.
Yeah, this Terra Steel is pretty fine. Yeah, Terra Blast, yeah, actually. And it's faster too. Nice set. Yeah, Arcanine comes in, you have to, I think, predict the Aloe. You've got to predict. It is Boots though, so it's not like mega offensive. That's just, I feel like that's a losing
play. We know he's not choice.
Yeah, but you're 2 mons down. Like, I don't know if you have teleport here. Probably not. But yeah, like, Shoshin is just in the blender here. This Aloe, like, Arcanine being the answer to things for Shoshin just is negative momentum every single time because Aloe just blanks it.
And it takes recoil every time.
Yeah. And yeah, it's faster than Drill. It was faster than Bax. This Arcanine is going crazy.
Well, and also going into the Terra Steel means that it's resisting these rocks every time it comes in too.
True, yeah.
Though it might.
We'll see how Aloe holds against this Gallade. Yeah, that doesn't. Since it's AV, it's at least I assume it's AV. It's not taking this as well as it could. Yeah, you got to just sack something.
But at least you get by sacking Ferrothorn, you get the extra chip from that. It was Citrus.
Yeah, that's double chip.
How much? But then also you're stacking up the close combats too, so he has to swap if you have anything faster.
Yeah, so Sneasler comes in here and U-turns, but that's not too much progress. It's kind of just a fish for a poison on Hydrapple.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get it yet.
No poison. Have you seen Hydrapple's item? Could it be Covert Cloak? Oh no,
It
it's
was
Rocky
helmet. It was
Helmet.
knocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a good answer for these fiery wraths. I do think
Yeah.
that like Azzy's just up so much material that he can just sack off his
Literally, yeah, just
entire
go down the whole line.
his entire roster and just go Sneasler and U-turn every time.
Every time. Yeah, this guy like can't just keep coming in and clicking close combat.
Yeah, like just being up so much material means that yeah, you just spam U-turn over and over. Yep. And
I guess the
although
question
Hydrapple is
is
regen, it's still tough.
with Aloe at 31 plus regen. Did the Arcanine potentially become a problem? No. Okay, he's just gonna be dead from chipping
See, I don't
himself.
know. Was there no psychic move there? That felt like a weird turn to click Hyper Focus.
There was psychic, but isn't it? Yeah, that could have just been.
Yeah, why did it click Hyper Voice there? That feels odd. Maybe he expected a switch, but I feel like
Yeah, but I don't
there's
even
no
think
way.
that's better. Like, I mean, it's slightly better if Hydrapple comes in, but that's it.
Mm-hmm. This is getting a little tricky now because you're down to just 2 mons, and you have to kind of decide.
Well, Goldtress,
Do
I feel
I?
like kills Hydrapple once he doesn't have regen anymore.
Yeah. So you U-turn here, and you go Gold Trace. That's your only
There's no way that
play.
Gallade
Sure.
will survive any like the Sneasler. If Sneasler's versus Gallade is the last thing left, then Ezzy just always wins that.
Yeah, but I don't think this
Yeah.
kills. Yeah. Wow, it lives at 1.
But it also doesn't really matter, right? Doesn't Sneasler just come in and click the same thing twice? Game over. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter either way.
Yeah, true. Gallade comes in, claims the Moltres.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll just die to.
So it ends up being a
whatever
1-0,
move.
but it's like very commanding 1-0. Like,
Yeah.
never really
Because as he was up like 6-4 or 5-3 or whatever it was, like when the dominoes started falling, it just let him sack off all of his Pokemon to just spam U-turn. I think that was really well played. I think
Yeah.
as he used all of his resources really accurately there. It does mean that your diff takes a hit. And I think that playing, especially that early on in the season, playing to, I mean, obviously you play to win, but playing to win with low diff can be tough because your standings just take a really big hit. And as we've seen, I mean, if you go an even record like 4-4 by the end of the season and you have kind of middling differential, you might not win the playoff, or you might not get into, especially if you have like a bad 6-0 somewhere. You could be dooming yourself playing like this, but you take the win more than you take a close diff loss, right? So
Yeah, I'm just looking through. So it was it had a decent amount of defense, it just didn't have HP investment on the Aloe.
yeah, that makes sense. I think honestly, the best use for HP stat on Aloe in general is pretty much only if you have Wish.
Yeah.
I think if you don't have Wish, I would rather just run max
Or if you're
defense,
really
max speed F.
maxing into one specific thing.
Yeah, if a whole team is like 6 physical attackers, then I think it's fine. But like a good rule of thumb, I would say, is just full phys def, full speed F, unless you're Wish.
The same thing with Wigglytuff.
Yeah, I think Wiggly's HP is lower though, right?
It is lower. It's 20 lower.
Yeah.
But it's the same idea though, where it's like you don't
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
usually invest in it unless you're specifically wishing. And it was banded Sneasler. I don't know if we figured that out or not.
Yeah, I assume so. I don't think Scarf lead into Gallade is gonna even KO.
Yeah.
And as we saw in that game, if Shoshin did lead Gallade, and it wasn't banded Sneasler, like it claims one every single time it's in.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it did in that end game. Is Sneasler U-turns something, Moltres kills something, Gallade revenges, and then Sneasler is the only failsafe to that, basically, because it was banded.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, really well played. That was in week 2, so both of their teams are slightly different by now, and the standings have shaped up since then. But I think this was a really good show for both.
Agreed.
You have any final thoughts, or we can move on to our hustle?
No, I think it was a good game. It's honestly it's similar to how I usually play. And that's why my diff
Yeah.
is usually not that good, because I have like the
True.
same kind of thing where it's just like I'll have a mon like this, and like once I get to a certain point, like I claim that one really important mon early on, and it's like, well, great, now it's just the blender until I have the guaranteed sweep after I've sacked everything. Which again, it's not great for your diff, but sometimes
Yeah,
having
looking
that security to just be like, listen, at the end of the day, I win the game. Like, there's just no way to lose this.
looking at Azzy's team after his trades, or actually even just the Pokemon that he bring here, there was a Latios that was on the bench that maybe could have been like a Gallade stopgap, maybe
Yeah.
with at
Well,
least this just.
I saw Shadow Claw on Gallade. I wonder if that was for Latios.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Probably, I would assume so. It also just hits Gardevoir too, and the now Hatterene, but then guard. I actually think after Azzy's trades with the Hatterene and Sableye, I actually think Sableye in particular would have been a really good bring into Gallade.
Yeah.
Completely immune to both of its stabs. It doesn't really get good enough coverage to like hit it hard. I mean, I think it has play rough. It really doesn't matter because you're just getting
yeah.
Will-O-Wisp anyways.
Well, the only issue with Will-O-Wisp here is you have the Arcanine, who's immune normally, but even could just be Flash Fire on top
Yeah,
of
it
that.
was
And also, you don't really
intimidating,
want
right?
to be
It
burning
revealed.
backs.
Yeah, see, Bax is an
Burning backs
issue.
is risky.
I will give that to you, but Arcanine's really not an issue. Like, if
No, I'm
Arcanine's
just saying it's
boosting its
like
fire moves
already
into
a
Aloe,
mon that's immune, and then
yeah,
you have backs who like you just don't want to burn, not only because he's effectively immune, but also you're buffing him if you do. Like,
mm.
I could see why. I mean, again, he didn't have Stabilize, so it's not like
Yeah, he
it
didn't
was a
have it, so
decision that he
completely
made
moot
not to
point.
bring it. I still think
Yeah,
it
but
looks good
even
into
even
this team,
Hatterene
though.
could have, yeah, even Hatterene could have been better
Yeah,
than
it's like
Gallade
nuzzle spam
or
or
than
something.
Gardevoir rather, as just a more consistent switch.
Yeah. All right, well, let's look at our hustle game here.
Sure,
We got Polar Palace. Do we agree that that's how it's pronounced? Polar
I think that's
Palace.
what we're going with.
All right, and then versus Citric Sage. Citric Sage, who has a Rillaboom, and I know who I'm rooting for.
True.
This was February 15th was this game, so that was just this, last week. So it was like
This would have
Sunday,
been a week
right?
4 game.
Yeah, so this is a very recent game.
Yeah, this was last weekend. And yeah, we see the grassy terrain team here from Citric. I think this was one of my was it one of my faves? I don't remember.
It was very physical, I think was like kind of the issue, but overall it was like it was a
Yeah,
great, it was a really like it was a well balanced team, but it just had that like it was just a little bit too physical with like Nidoking being kind of like the only. Well, maybe that's not true. I forget exactly because I'm not looking at the rest of the roster or if like anything's changed. But I do vaguely recall this one being like, "Oh yeah, we hate Rocky helmets. Please don't bring Rocky helmets."
yeah.
But
Yeah, for Terra Captains, I believe this is the Terra Marowak. And obviously the Terra Ceruledge. I don't think any Ceruledge
yeah,
is not a Terra Captain.
yeah, it's Terra Ground and Terra Dark. Everything else is looks like they're normal type.
Dark is interesting. Maybe Dark.
For Ceruledge, maybe. Well, no, I guess Ghost would hit Ceruledge.
Maybe it's just to
I wonder what
resist
else.
Ghost
Yeah, resist the Shadow Sneak.
and just have a 50-50 coin flip
That's probably it,
against
because if you're in Trick Room, the thing that you're most scared of would probably be that super effective Shadow Sneak,
True.
because you're resisting Grassy Glide and Bullet Punch before Terra
Mm-hmm.
and Ice Shard. You're actually resisting all the priority on the team except for
True.
Shadow Sneak, which
Yeah.
you're weak to, and you just kind of have that as an option. I would think that that's probably what it's for then.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. We do see Sandcore with Torn and Tink. Azelf Fleet is probably pretty fine here. I think
Are you sure?
maybe
I feel like you might want to
just
save the Azelf to like make sure you get a Trick Room off and not die to a lead Weavile.
does Azelf even have Trick Room? I know that it's
I would assume
partners
so.
do, but I've never
That's what
actually
it is here
seen
with the
Trick Room
Marowak.
Azelf.
It's just the
Yeah, but
fastest
like we
one.
have so many assumptions about Trick Room Marowak this season, and I think none of them have come true. And we've
Oh, really?
seen 2 people drop their Alolan Marowaks.
God damn.
Let me double
That's
check.
why when I checked the date, I was like, oh, surely this is like a week 2 game because there's an Alola and
Yeah.
Marowak. I was like, oh no, this is
Okay.
from Sunday. This person
It
still
does get
has
Trick
Alola.
Room.
Yeah. I was pretty sure all 3 of them got it.
Yeah,
It's just
I
why
know
would
that
you
there's
run
a
it on the
couple
fastest
moves
one?
different between each of them, but I've
Yeah,
never actually seen Trick Room as Elf. I don't think it'll be Trick Room. I think it'll just be like maybe a Sash lead,
maybe.
because I think into like Weavile and all Citrix team, I don't think Azelf really does well as like just an attacker, and it kind of needs to like nasty plot to break through Florges as well. So it's probably some sort of utility like Sash lead. Maybe you're worried a little bit about beat up Weavile lead to get around that. That could be tough.
Yeah, because that would beat Sash.
Yeah. But I would probably expect, honestly, Azelf into Weavile leads if I were to
Yeah.
guess.
And honestly, I feel like Sash isn't that good in this team in general because anything that brings you to Sash just priority kills you in the next turn. So like if you're planning on doing something else.
Yeah, you do kill like just fire coverage, like flamethrower or fire blast. It does mean that if they bring the same turn back.
Yeah, that's more like if your sacrifice is to get damage versus like setting up rocks, right? But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess we'll
It,
see.
it does. Yeah, I do think Sash on sand is you want to set like you want to use your Sash early.
Yeah, if you're
I think
Sash,
it'll
you
just
gotta be
rock, click,
leading
and
it.
yeah.
But they have
And
so
then
many
let's see.
other rockers on the team too. I feel like
Mhm.
leading like a like I don't think you get a lot of value out of bringing Azelf as a suicide rock lead on a team with 3 other good rockers.
True.
It's like, well, great now
4 if you count
they
Marowak,
have an
but
extra
I
move.
don't think it's really
Yeah,
a rocker.
I
Same with
say
Drill. I
good
don't think Drill is
rockers.
ever really rocking sand.
Not on this team now.
Yeah.
All right. I think Azelf lead makes sense. If not, just get the sand going.
Yep.
And see what you can do. Because especially if you do have a trick room angle to like finish the game, then maybe you start off aggressive with sand and then finish off with trick room.
True.
But so it's really lead into the Azelf. Okay. Maybe not. Are we
That's
clicking knock or
probably
are we just
fine.
clicking U-turn?
I knock here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine.
Get rid of the boots.
Yep, you got a
Same
hard
with
switch though. Yeah,
one
Florges is
rocker.
usually your answer.
Bleak Wind.
It's hard to go into Scizor because of Heat Wave.
Yeah, the grassy terrain with Forges is pretty nice.
I hope it Baton passes here.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, clicking fairy moves into this team pretty bad.
Yeah.
And probably a U-turn here.
Mega U-turn.
Oh, this is Mega Scizor, nice. Yep. Helmet? No helmet.
Well, we just knocked the heavy duty boots. So.
Oh, true. Yeah, we knocked this. I think this makes sense. Yeah, you just go into this.
Yeah,
and
you want your
rock
rocks
for
up,
sure.
especially now you got those boots off.
Yeah.
You
That might be Spadef.
Oh.
Nidoqueen, because that's
jab,
like no damage.
No.
No poison. Probably Sheer
You
Force.
just rock again, right?
Yeah,
oh, that's true.
for sure.
Yeah, Sheer Force. I forgot that Nidoqueen also got Sheer Force. Yeah, just get rocks back up. I'm thinking Azelf comes out before the rocks are back out because it's Sash.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Mystical Power, I don't think that does it. Also Psyshock here.
Nope. Miss the Mystical Power. That's unfortunate. I get a wish.
And yeah, good luck breaking Florges at this point. Yeah, Flamethrower is just going to Baton Pass. You know, it just stays in. Break Sash. This could be tech specifically to always kill 2 Moon Blasts.
Yeah.
I think that would be good because it probably doesn't take much.
Wish again. Now you probably pass this. No reason
you go
to stay
Scizor
in on Excadrill.
Rillaboom is okay too.
It depends on if you want to just tank the Iron Hood or something. Or I guess there's a Rapid Spin. Okay. Oh, he's Rocky Helmet.
Helmet. Interesting. I don't know if that makes too much sense to me.
Makes sense to me. Rock and roll, Rocky Helmet. He's a drummer.
True.
Leech Seed on the setup. I don't think you're ever really killing it even with +2 though.
I think you can just SD again.
Oh, X Scizor.
Oh, X Scizor.
Okay, that would kill.
I mean, it's marginally better than Ironhead.
Against Rillaboom, it is, yeah.
Yeah, against Rillaboom.
And then you just swap out.
Yeah, you got to switch on the fighting
Yeah.
move here. Yeah, I agree. And we can just U-turn. Torn's suddenly really healthy again. This is a
I wonder
very
when
positive
Cheetar comes out.
game so far.
I guess Tink makes
Tink is
sense
good.
sometimes.
I actually like the Tink here. You can get your own rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
this is
already a
good.
very pivot heavy game, so you do want
Yeah,
to
very, very
get
positional.
these rocks up on both sides. Missed the
I
bleak on
think
storm.
I think
Unfortunate.
Polar is okay with both
Crit.
having rocks up because they can wow, it missed. Because they can
Crit
just spin still.
U-turn. Does nothing still. Get that sand up.
Wow, that does nothing.
Yeah. That's why
Might
it's
be
your...
Fizdef. We don't see an item, so it might be Smooth
Is it not
Rock.
Mega T-Tar? Or is it not?
I don't think
I guess
so.
not if it hasn't clicked Mega yet. There's no
Yeah.
reason not to.
This knocking the helmet is nice. I don't think
Yeah.
the helmet was too consequential, but at least you just rather than taking damage when you spin, you actually just heal in the terrain.
Yeah.
The fire punch.
Ooh. But the sand chip goes first, yeah. Before the terrain heal. Comes right in. Ground. SD. So this is just not even like you just gonna have to 50-50 between if he's gonna do fire or I guess not. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Poltergeist. Doesn't he have Shadowbone? Isn't that better than Poltergeist? Am I making that up? Is that not a real thing that Marowak has?
I'm sorry, I got distracted. You said Shadowbone?
Isn't that a thing that he has? I thought that was like his
Yeah, it has
signature
Shadowbone.
move. Isn't that better than Poltergeist?
It's lower base power if that's what you're asking.
I thought it hit twice though.
Nope, that's Bone Meringue.
Yeah, I thought it was like the same move except Ghost.
Nope, Shadowbone is like 85 base power or something.
Interesting.
This mon looks pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Drill.
it's got it set up.
Yeah, Drill
And its
does
speed.
probably outspeed this though. Yeah, the
There's the
Endure.
Endure just waiting out the... Oh, that was smart, calling out the Endure.
Oh, interesting. So you can't. Oh, so the Terra Ground makes it immune to the Sand Chip, so you can endure down to 1 HP and get the second speed from your weak armor. That was pretty
Yeah.
interesting. But that
I
SD
wasn't
was
thinking
really
about
nice
that, but yeah,
from
the
Polar.
SD was a good call out.
Interesting play.
Horsepower. U-turn, not enough. Didn't stay in and click the fighting move. I mean, I guess you're just riding out this +2 and
Yeah, I mean,
as
Drill
long
is
as you
just so
can.
good here now.
But now is Cerulege faster in the... No.
It's slower, but we don't know if it's Adam and Drill. It does just Terra Blast, kills the tank. Damn. It's kind of hard for Polar to kill this Cerulege at this point, though.
He's gonna get
Like,
the
it just
weak armor
slurps up
boost, right? Or
everything
right now,
with
it's just
Bitterblade.
physical attacks. I guess you're trying to just get your sand back up.
Yeah, no.
And yeah,
It did seem like kind of defensive T-Tar.
Bitterblade's not gonna do much.
That wasn't a Terra Blast.
Maybe he wanted to like ensure that he had enough health to get a weak armor boost.
You know what? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Because now
I think the idea was to proc the weak armor against
But
T-Tar.
Extra's faster though, because the sand's up now.
Oh, and he didn't endure.
Maybe he was calling out another SD.
Yeah, but the
That's
thing
why
is,
it's so 50-50.
Citric wanted to go for 2 weak armor boosts, so it got one
Yeah.
versus the T-Tar, and wanted to endure the second
That's true.
one.
There really wouldn't have been a drawback to the second to enduring there, because either he procs the endure and you get another boost and you outspeed him, or he doesn't proc the endure and you're dead anyway, right? Like, I don't think it makes a difference.
Now, this rapid spin speed boost actually might be the difference here, because I don't know if
For
a bullet
Weavile.
punch kills for the Excadrill, because now it'll outspeed
It's
Weave.
neutral.
Yeah, you've got a
I mean, it's resisted
ice
bullet punch.
shard.
Ice shard is neutral. I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
killing. And
Bullet
then
punch is
Scizor, your bullet
resisted.
puncher's resisted. It's not doing more than an ice.
Yeah, and
This
lefties.
leftovers was so clutch for this drill.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess it,
damn.
I guess he didn't want to miss the high horsepower, the 5%
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
chance
it
to
makes sense.
lose.
Hey, if you're gonna kill anyways,
Yeah.
that was
But
a
did he not
GG.
have Iron Head? I guess he didn't. Yeah, because he had Rapid Spin and SD. Yeah. That was a good game. I should have brought that back.
Yeah, well played. So that was just a recent week 4 win for Polar over Citric. I feel like these are two of the stronger teams in the division.
Yeah.
Based on just what I've seen from their performance, at least. I don't
Oh, he
remember
didn't
each
even
of their
have Bullet
individual
Punch.
records. Oh, no BP.
No
U-turn
Steel Stab at
CC.
all.
Hmm.
I guess the CC is all you really need against like T-Tar, who's normally weak to
Yeah,
your steel, and then everyone
you're
else just
usually
gets hit by
U-turning on it,
U-turn.
but mostly just for
Yeah,
drill, I
'cause
would
everything else is
think.
just yeah. Um,
Funny enough, it's kind of walled by Alolan Marowak.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Spadef Neoclean
Asho,
like I
all right.
thought.
What's that for?
Pasho, there's probably something on the bench here. Let me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a water pond.
Ooh, makes sense then. And you have the poison
Yeah,
jab to
so
kill
you'd
that
lure
thing.
it. Yeah, lure out to click Ivy Cudgel and kill it back with a poison jab.
Yeah,
The sheer force jab. Did Nidoqueen have attack invest?
it was a little bit 76.
Yeah, that was probably enough to make sure that it KOs Pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a
Just
lot
be
of these
careful
sets
there, sure.
are pretty intuitive. We did see it was what had the Lychee Berry again?
Wait, he did have Shadow Bone and Poltergeist.
Oh, that feels odd. Wait, it was Scarf Marowak? Hold on,
I
I just
mean,
gotta say,
maybe.
if you're not running Bone Club or Thick Club on Marowak, that mon is even more ass than normal.
Yeah, because wasn't he slower than the boosted? Yeah, he was because the Cerulege was boosted when he was in. Shadowbone might kill with that Poltergeist. Where was that? It was back here. Or not Shadowbone, you know what I mean? The Poltergeist with the Thick Club. Doesn't that just kill? What's the boost?
Thick Club? I
Yeah,
think it's 2.
that's what I thought. Like Cerulege is dead. Oh, I guess he endured.
Well, no, there was an Endure there, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's why it was slower.
yeah. It was slower
Yeah,
there,
its
yeah.
attack is doubled if it's held by Marowak, yep. I'm not sure who that grassy terrain helped more that game.
It seemed nice for the Florges, and it also like made it easier for Cerulege to get back to full health.
But I feel like Cerulege is already healing itself back up.
It is. But I think it really what mattered was the Excadrill getting the leftovers plus grassy terrain.
Yeah, I feel like the grassy might have just healed Drell up enough to be at whatever it ended at. Because it ended with like 20%, right? Ish.
Yeah, it was pretty low because this was like
Yeah, just
this is without terrain right now. But like we'll see the lefties after the ice shard puts it at so it's at 23% before lefties recovery on there. So like if you take away like the previous turn lefties and then like any grassy terrain that it's gotten to, it's like it might have even been dead by
yeah.
then.
Yeah, like was there 3 turns or 4 turns of grassy terrain?
Maybe not at this
Even
point
then, I
because
think
it
the
would actually
leftovers
been
were
dead
still
for a
strong.
while.
Yeah.
He did get leech seeded. But it was like offsetting the leech seed damage, especially when he's swapping so much.
Hmm. Yeah, this is why usually we see Leech Seed Rillaboom against like flying types like Corviknight, for example, or
Yeah.
Armory. Because they don't actually make use of the terrain and they get chipped, so it's kind
Yeah.
of double dipping.
All right, well, that was a GG.
Yeah, really well played from both. And we can move on to a Swarm highlight. This is
Another Scizor. It's a mega.
Yeah, it is Mega versus Pabby as Unbanned Solgaleo.
Abby was
If
in the
you
chat.
remember, if you remember back to our roster reviews, Golden Mazda is 1-2. I believe his team was tied in rating with Camel, or at least the Camel Convention team in rating. Maybe it was even the highest. I don't remember exactly, but it
I
was
remember it being.
definitely top 2.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
What's the? Is it the Terrakelio and then
Yeah, Terra Keldeo versus I
Terra?
don't. Oh,
Is it the what's
yeah,
it
it's
called?
Terra Clawitzer.
Kilometer. Just
Yeah,
doubling down on the water.
yeah. Something that I don't remember if we mentioned this on the review, but something that I know that Pat B mentioned after for a reason for wanting to bring Clawitzer is the water resist on the team on Mazda's team is Keldeo and Meowscarada, which are not
Yeah.
for doing that. So yeah, I think Pabby just wanted to punch holes with like a specs water move. I don't remember exactly the Clawitzer set, but I just remember the conversation around
Well,
the
we'll see if
Clawitzer
it
being
worked.
no water to switch.
Who do you think's leading? Just Meow lead. Who's wait? But Coco's
Yeah,
faster
I
than
mean
Meow.
probably Meow versus
I think Coco
Samurott,
leads.
maybe.
I
Coco
think
would be
Coco could
fine.
lead.
Samurott, I think, will tell you more about Mazda's. So, for example, if you're leading with Meow and the opponent leads Samurott, you can't reliably stay in and click U-turn unless you're Scarf yourself,
True,
right?
he's a good
Because
scarf.
the Samurott could also be Scarf and could just click U
Yeah,
and just kill you. I hold on,
I
I
actually think
believe
that
it has U-turn.
that lead Meow looks kind of bad now that I think about it too. Because Coco, like, what if Coco just is specs Coco and clicks Dazzling Gleam on Meow? Like, you're not killing Coco with anything, I wouldn't think. And you can't go into. I mean, you can go into Tinglo. He's not gonna die to Gleam. But like, if you're like, oh well, gotta avoid the Volt Switch, and you go to your Ground type, who's weak to Fairy, it kind of puts you in a tough spot. Like you would almost have to go
Yeah,
into
Coco looks
Scizor,
really good into
which
this
doesn't
matchup
stop the
too.
pivot. Like so,
Yeah. I fact checked myself. Samurott does not have U-turn.
he does. I was gonna say like, wait, what are you afraid of him using? And you're like U-turns. Like, oh, I didn't know you got U-turn. I guess that's what he's
Yeah, it
afraid of.
does not.
He has flip turn, but yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna ask like, oh, is it just we just never see U-turn because he always runs flip turn? It's like no, it's because he doesn't have
Yeah.
U-turn. All right, well, I think Coco leads here. Oh, Moth into Meow. Wow, that's like
Hmm.
not what I was
But
expecting at
see, what's
all.
also interesting, so we don't, I think if you press play just for a second, we don't see the booster energy,
No
right? Yeah,
booster, yeah.
no
I think we have
booster,
shown by then
but it hard switched. I would think it's probably
into
not
Coco.
Scarf. And if Meow, since Meow did stay in, I think
I think a knock, right?
it probably is Scarf here.
Oh, or just U-turning out. It is U-turning. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you wouldn't want to stay in and click knock. Oh yeah, there's the Rocky. So okay, so you did.
Tom was pretty cool.
I still don't know why we're not just leading the Coco in that case, because now, then on that turn you just get to click your move into whatever the U-turn is. You're already not afraid of the U-turn.
Yeah. Yeah, Corey, I think it does get X Scissor. I
Yeah,
think it's a slashing move technically for its ability.
but then you end up in kind of a rough spot if you get choice scarf into X scissor and then scissor comes in and
Yeah,
Mega Evolves and
Scissor,
presses sword
Gouge.
stance or
Yeah.
like Dragon. Yeah, like I think you kind of don't want to be choice scarfed into uh X scissor against this team.
Yeah, but you do want to kill the Meow.
You do, but how far does that
I
go?
think I'd
Right.
take that. Yeah, this U-turn
There's
is
U-turn.
fine.
Yeah.
Expected. Ment's coming in. It might be
I guess
defog Ment's
defog,
here.
yeah,
I
just
would have
get rid of it. Oh, that miss didn't matter at all.
probably a Shadow Ball. Parting Shadow, okay.
He's just spinning though. Well,
I
I
don't
guess
think this clicks EQ here. Oh, it does. Wow.
you're so wrong.
I'm so bad.
You would have lost that
Yeah.
interaction.
Okay, there's the defog on Mence.
Yeah, parting shot again. Is he just gonna
Yeah,
bring Tinglu back
around
down?
and round we go.
Well, it looks like it's double hazard removal at least. There's the EQ. Oh my
It did
god.
EQ. Wow, that's tough.
And now here's a
But
Terra
here's a
Water.
big water
He
move. It does
doesn't die.
78.
Confuse.
Confuse. Citrus.
Oh.
Oh, and it kills. Wow. We see the rolls. That must have been a.
There's Cecil. Oh, is that
Must have been a
banned?
bad
Or is
roll.
that Scissor just not invested? That looks really strong.
That did look like a strong ceaseless edge. Yeah, U-turn.
I did not know that
Probably
Ock
just
got
boots.
U-turn.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Tail
It's
on the
helmet,
spikes.
but
Interesting.
yeah, the detail is kind of nice. I do think it's kind of odd to be running Dragon Tail defog because I think you would want your hazards to stay up. I know that in this situation, Pabi has the hazard advantage.
Yeah. I mean, you are against a Tinglu, so maybe there are times where you just kind of have to like cut your losses and be like, all right, we're resetting the hazard game.
We've got to see
which
a
they
Morning
did,
Sun
and it
here.
ended up working out. Yeah,
there's a Morning Sun. Breaking swipe, and it's faster than Mence too. And it didn't even detail, so it is actually just faster.
It has reduced attack though. Does he roost here? Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's just poisoned. Yeah, Mence is just gonna stay full HP. This is fine though. Like, I know it's toxic. That's not ideal for sure, but at least you stay high HP.
Yeah, and this Mence is
you can just Dragon Tail here.
-2 attack, so he's also.
I think we should have seen a Dragon Tail there from.
Maybe.
Wait, it had Dragon Tail, right? I'm not crazy.
It did, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I guess he wanted the Intimidate on the Scizor, but.
This is another very positional game, though.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of the last game.
Oh, by the way, this was from February 8th, so this is a week 3 game, right?
Probably week 3 then, yeah.
Flip turn. Not another Ceaseless Edge, though.
Immuned.
Yeah, and this toxic.
And this toxic chip is adding up. You can U-turn.
Interesting.
I think it was okay to U-turn there because any healing that that Gouge did there is minus 18%.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, because I guess that the taunt was targeted.
It was for the Morning Sun, yeah. Wow,
the
Icy Wind doesn't kill, but the toxic misses. That's pretty rough. And then Mence is just going to go down.
Technically, a second toxic miss. The first one was on a poison type, though. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Overheat, dead. You would definitely like to see this Keldeo be toxic right now.
Yeah. See, now you can heal up. Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to start throwing up some spikes, though? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Probably is Scarf because it outsped the first time.
Does he die?
Might just be offensive Scizor.
He just keeps clicking Caesar's Edge, and then Toxic Chip is going to catch up.
Yeah, you're taking more than you're healing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, go this on the dragon move, yeah, because you're not clicking a fire move.
Right. And he's
it's faster. Is that Scarf?
Scarf. It has to be because he was at +1 gouging fire.
Knocks the helmet here. It's pretty good, but I think that reveals boots then, yeah.
On the meow, yeah. Yeah, actually, knocking the helmet reveals boots on the Coco. that was what you were saying the first time. No, it doesn't. Yeah, definitely boots. Ooh,
not quite enough to kill. This flower trick does a lot. I don't think it kills back. Nope.
Ooh, crit. Nah. I mean,
wow, crit for crit.
Yeah.
That
neither which
attack
mattered.
Up. Oh, the vacuum wave. So I guess it didn't really matter.
You choiced into vacuum wave? No. Okay.
Nope.
I
guess it didn't really matter if you saved. Oh, it just dies. If you saved the treads there, it didn't matter because it always says vacuum. The jet though kills.
Yeah, this is banded.
I thought this was Scarf. Maybe it's not.
I think it's banded.
Oh, but the jet. No, it outsped Gouge. Maybe Gouge is just slow.
No, the treads outsped
So did
Gosh.
Samurott before at Dragon Dance, but I feel like it's
Oh, I
just
thought the Gathering Fire outsped him.
I feel like it's just slow. It did when it was +1 because it switched on the dragon move.
Maybe that's a expert
Yeah,
player.
it's pretty slow gouge.
Habanberry, yeah.
A bomb
Which one's
for
Haban?
Ments, I guess. It's the dragon one.
Oh, okay.
Well played.
Sun Citrus.
This is a win against for Pabi against the like top team too.
It was
So
banned. Hammer.
yeah, it was banned. Yeah, that was doing a lot.
Scarf Treads. That was a good bring. A lot of choice. We got Specs, Band, and Scarf all in the
Yeah,
game.
three choice, two boots, and a helmet.
Yeah. They're all accessoried up. Yeah, that was
Good
interesting.
win here for
A lot
Pabi.
of pivoting around at the start. Big hazard
Yeah,
back
yeah,
and
very
forth game.
positional. Yeah, the game really started to unfold when Samurott and Treads got to fire a lot of. Definitely unfortunate. I guess Pabi was claiming some didn't go their way against the Tinglu. Did Tinglu have attack invest?
8.
8, but not enough. Yeah,
Um,
because it looked like
Tinglu also
51 was the
survived at
max roll.
1%.
It survived at 1, and apparently, according to Pabi's calcs, 51 was the max roll, and it got the 51. Then the
And it didn't kill because he misread the HP? Or was it?
no, Tinglu did kill.
Oh, Tinglu killed. Okay.
Yeah, Tinglu killed the Clawitzer because it got 2 high
Yeah.
rolls with Earthquake.
Yeah.
And it was a
That's
low
right.
roll with a Water Pulse.
Oh, that was a low roll. That's unfortunate. Well, Pappy also got unlucky with the Toxics that game. It just didn't end up
Pabi
changing the
says, as I
outcome.
wanted to say, Mega Water Weak team. Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
that a little at the beginning. Max rolled the shit out of me and survived with roll in my favor. Yeah. I think your prep here was definitely logical and made a lot of sense. It like you played the numbers game and the numbers betrayed you. It is what it is. That's Pokemon. But I think you still played the positional game.
Yeah.
Playing 5v6 was good. It was kind of 5v5 because like Ting was so low at that point that it actually didn't really matter that you didn't kill it.
Well, it got Citrus
Because
on
honestly, Ting was
25.
just out of the game at that point anyways, right?
Yeah, I mean the fact that it was dead to a moth neutral like special attack, like I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
enough to say that it was effectively out of the game aside from just being
Yeah,
zapped.
and Clawitzer wasn't doing anything else anyways, because everything else is faster. So even if it let's say for example that Claw lives at like 10% HP
Yeah,
because there
you
was a
just
couple mid rolls, Claw just does nothing anyway. So I really
yep.
think that the outcome was just that Mazda had one extra sack than you. But I feel like at that point, even if Claw kills Ting, you just stay in and just let it die to the Meow clicking U-turn there, and then you guys are still even. It's just
Yeah.
that Mazda ended up with an extra sack.
All right, well, it was GG.
Yeah,
Let's look
GG.
at
Really well played.
our
On to
last
our
game.
truant game. And we've got Stormtide, a face of the NBA,
Yeah.
versus Sao, who's new.
This is the Annihilate versus Clef. Unite. This
Which
is a
week was this game?
scary team. This is January 19th. Did we say that was week 2?
Okay, this might have been actually week 1 then. So maybe
Okay.
this was Sao's debut game.
Wait, so we're in week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was week 4, week 3, week 2, week 1. This is a week 1 Monday game.
Wow, crazy. I was thinking 19th. Really? That sounds so early.
Literally the first
But I
day
think that might have
of
actually been like frame 1.
yeah. And it wasn't Azzy's game the 25th, or was that the 26th? I thought it was the 25th, which would have been a Sunday of week 1 game.
Yeah, around there.
But anyway. Yeah, so week 1 game. Let's see. how we do here. We got here's one of the Marowaks that I presume was dropped, since you said like all of the other ones got dropped, right? Or is this one still
Yes, I
on?
believe so. Let me double check. Stormtide. Stormtide no longer has Alolan Marowak.
Well, let's see if he lost his job in this game or not.
Yeah, let me check what the trade was.
It says here traded for
Truant
cash
trades.
considerations.
I didn't get any cash.
It was a trade with another team.
Where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. Wait, he traded a lot, actually.
Oh.
So
How many
he
Mons on
had.
this current team that we are looking at are no longer on the team?
Let me see. Iron Jugulus, Marowak Alola, and Indeedee
Wow.
all got dropped.
Something tells me
In
that this
addition,
game is not going to result favorably for Stormtide.
yeah.
But
Well, what's
maybe it
funny
will.
is Sao actually made a trade after too, which I'll talk about in a sec. That does impact or does involve some of the Pokemon on screen.
When you
Okay,
say
so
in a sec, you mean
Stormtide
before the game
traded.
still?
Sorry.
When you say in a sec, are you saying like before the game? Before we
Yeah,
launch
before the
it?
game.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
sure it was going to like
Stormtide
spoil something.
traded Klefki, Iron Jugulus, Marowak Alola, Cryogonal, and Indeedee for Terra Cloyster, Terra Arboliva, Silvally, Aromatisse, and Rotom Frost.
Interesting.
I think
That's all. Is that
that
5 or is that 4?
it was all 5.
It was all 5.
He dropped 5 Pokemon for 5 other Pokemon. Yeah.
Was that week 1? Right after week 1,
This
or was
was
that later?
no, this was just week 4. So
Oh,
this
okay.
is week 5 right now. Is the first week.
Got
I
it. I was gonna
think
say
that
doing a full 5 trade after week 1's crazy.
yeah, it was pretty recently. I think that the PWC has very strict Terra rules where it's like the league where you Terra Pokemon 5 or 6 points or something, but they must come to every game.
Oh,
And Arboliva, I believe, is one of the better captains available in the league, or at least one that people tend to gravitate to as kind of a favorite. Cause like just having a better type on Arboliva, I think, is strong.
yeah.
So maybe Stormtide got influenced by what he saw over in PWC. I know that he is playing there, and decided to pick up another 13-point captain. I don't know. It makes me just think that I believe it was Terra Jugulus. I don't remember exactly. I'm just guessing that the Terra Jugulus and Terra Marowak combo just wasn't working out very well.
Yeah. And what do we got for
Um,
Sal?
So Sao traded actually in week 3. He dropped the Ogerpon and picked up Hisuian Electrode and Chinchino.
Oh,
with,
wait, we talked about this because we were
this
saying,
happened in week 3. Yeah,
yeah, I think he made these changes like live while we were
I
doing the
think so.
roster
Yeah,
review. Yeah.
I think it happened the next day or
Yeah.
while we were streaming. It was February
Yeah.
8th
I
at
remember
1
this now.
p.m.
I
So that
remember
was
the
literally
roster
Super Bowl
review now.
Sunday at 1. Yeah, that was during
Yeah.
stream trades.
Yeah.
We also talked about Bobo's Terra Gengar, and he traded
That was also a
that day
live
of as
trade.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Okay. Anyways, about this battle, I think I really like another like non-unburdened Sneasler here. I know that in for the psychic turning, but I feel like just some offensive either Scarf or Band looks pretty decent here. It is not great into, I guess, Annihilate, but everything else I feel like it's strong into.
I feel like Annihilate just looks good in this team in general, though. Like the flying type is neutral to fighting.
It is, but what is it stacking its Rage Fist on? I feel like everything hits it except
U-turns
for
from Sneasler.
yeah, except
What
for
does Sneasler
specifically
do?
Sneasler, yeah. So this game might come down to how Sao can proc Rage Fist. I guess the item choice on Annihilate
Yeah.
will be strong or will be important here.
I could see like a Scarf Annihilate being really good here if it just eats enough U-turns and then just
Mm.
you gotta
It's hard
take
to
care of the
rely on
rotom
that though,
or the
because
radios
it's
first.
if it's unburdened Sneasler and you're saying, "Oh, catch you," you're risking being poisoned on that first of all, so that'll chip you
Yeah.
away over time.
Maybe a
And
Hero
it
Bell
might not
available.
even be that set in general. It's hard to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, who do you think leads? You think I think maybe if like
I think
Left
Indeedee
Player
lead is strong here.
doesn't want to lead against Sneasler, even if it's like a Rocker. Who else can like set hazards? Annihilate, and then
Yeah, I
spikes
don't
it
think
into
you
your
need
pawn.
to lead hazards. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe Clef. Clef looks okay, but I think the best lead for
I
Stormtide is
don't think you
probably just
lead.
Indeedee.
I don't think you lead Clef into Sneasler because there's a good chance that Sneasler just leads,
I
even
mean, if
for
they want to
Rotom.
lock into a poison move, that's fine with
Yeah.
Steela. I think you can just go hard Steela, and if they U-turn, it's
Yeah. All right.
but
Well.
Steela itself could be an okay lead as well.
Yeah, I was thinking Steela looks decent. There's also
Yeah.
no Leech Seed immunity, so if you wanted
Hmm.
to just click,
Yep. Very true.
there's very few things that have immediate threat to Steela on turn one, so it could just kind of sit there and click Leech. So, what do we got?
Yeah. Well, let's see what
It's the
happens. We do
Ochre
see
Pawn
Pawn
into the Whack-a-Mole. Knocks him. There goes the Thick
knocks the Thick
Club.
Club, so this isn't going to kill. That would have
Yeah.
killed with the Thick Club.
It would have killed
It's
himself too.
also yeah. It's also Lightning Rod,
Just
not
dead.
Rockhead.
Nice. Did he? Was it on purpose?
Was what on purpose?
Was
Oh,
the
the
lightning
Lightning
rod
Rod.
on purpose?
I think with Terra, it's fine to be Lightning Rod. I
Oh,
don't
was
see an
it Terra?
electric
I guess it
Pokemon here
was.
though.
It was Terra flying. Yeah, lightning rod makes sense.
Yeah, Terra Flying Lightning Rod. There is a Rotom Sow's team,
Yeah, almost
so
certainly the
staying
thing that
Lightning
you're
Rod
like
makes
trying to be
sense.
prepared for. It's just,
Yeah.
well, Marowak's dead. I'm not. I mean, he lost his job from this game, so
Yeah, true.
really didn't do much. Here's the
Yeah.
Steela.
The
Manual
Giga
Rain
Drain.
Dance.
The Rindo is pretty predictable for the pawn. That's kind of the best revenge into Manaphy. But it just doesn't kill this Steela. It might be rest here.
Is
Yeah,
hydration's
for
just to get rid
hydration.
of status, right? In rain.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not Leech Seed?
I would assume it doesn't have it at this point. If you're gonna leech, you leech here for
Yeah.
sure.
CM Flash Cannon.
Could be tricky.
Spit
Maybe this is
energy.
AV. I mean, it didn't take a lot from the
Evil.
Manaphy.
Flash Cannon again.
That might be
Do you
AV.
recover? No. Oh, you just clicked T-Bolt again. Why Vacuum Wave?
Vacuum Wave didn't kill, but neither did the Draco. And the next Vacuum Wave. Manaphy's okay. I probably would have gone DD because you immune the bullet punch or the Vacuum Wave there.
True, yeah. Actually, Vacuum Wave's a really weird bring against the Psychic Terrain team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's already
do
not
think,
that good on Versa.
DD teams aren't really Psychic Terrain teams. Oh,
No.
wow. Booster Speed, Terra Dark. Yeah, this is going to claim something. There is, true, I forgot.
Flinch.
There is always the...
This is going to be Inner Focus Dragonite.
True, Inner Focus. Yeah, there's always the multi-scale here. This is a really bulky Dragonite.
Oh, he claims it.
That's like
okay, can I just say that after all these, like, very, like, calculated back and forth pivot matches from the previous ones, it's refreshing to see a true
I was gonna say this is definitely refreshing compared to the last ones. Yeah, this is
it's just let's see what kills.
Unadulterated Pokemon.
Because it's not even like one shots. It's just like, all right, we're both going for the multi KO, like the multi hit KO. Who's gonna get it?
Just brain bashing each other.
Neither of these are
healing
going. It's like 3 hit KO. It's just back and forth.
Oh,
you're getting another setup.
Luster
Maybe
is gonna kill.
No.
I'm curious is a good bring into Clef.
Yeah, it is. I'm wondering why you don't. I guess if it's unaware Clef, you don't want to just call mine there, but
yeah, if you see I'm on the Clef switch, that's tough. Oof.
because now he's
You
dead.
get the drop too, so that kills. Yeah. And if this isn't Scarf Annihilate,
it's not.
Could be tough. It's not Scarf, but it's a Payapa Berry.
Oh, is he Rage Fist here then?
And you get the
and he gets the
drop.
He gets the He gets the Defiant boost.
That's crazy. So the Rage Fist is just 100 now. So the Acrobatics doesn't kill because it didn't proc its Psychic Berry or its Psychic Seed. Wait, was it? It wasn't Flying Gem, right, on the Sneasler?
I don't think so. Surely.
Surely
Flying Gem kills.
I mean,
at
surely
58.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, because it's not. It's
still
like
has
the base.
item.
It's 65 base power or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's 55.
Yeah. Yeah, not proccing the seed means that just doesn't kill.
Yeah.
And that was exciting for the end.
That plus 2 didn't matter. It was 150 base power by that point, but with how little it took from the acro, I feel like this might have been a defensive, like more bulky Annihilate. So maybe the attack did.
And that's only a single. I guess it'd be triple boosted after the acro. It'd be 150 base power. Rage Fist. So it probably doesn't matter. Sneasler's not bulky.
Yeah, let's check the team. See how offensive the.
Yeah, no attack investment
defense,
is 4 with careful.
Careful max defense is crazy.
Drink no HP.
Rage Fist Work Break, yeah. So I do think there's merit to running no HP on draining sets.
Yeah.
And just investing more.
And I like another mon that just has like more HP than anything else defensively. It's like 110 base HP, and then everything else is lower. It's like not quite the same as doing that on a
pretty good
balloon Pokemon, but
yeah, it's not
like still, yeah. I'm wondering
that Payapa Berry was crazy.
I guess the careful spit F Payapa like had to be specifically for Luster Purge.
Yeah,
to say like I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get my Defiant boost, and then. But then like that's not really like a great. It's not like a super secure win condition then, because if that Sneasler had procced Seed, even if it was earlier in the game, if it just didn't have an item, it doesn't make a difference. You still get killed.
Yeah, so let's check. It was Psychic Seed then, right? Let's double check that.
Yeah, Psychic Seed.
Yeah, it was Psychic Seed. It was Adamant too.
Yeah, that's maximum possible attack, but just not.
Yeah, unfortunate. Do you think there's ever a time where you actually click Swords Dance there?
Against the Annihilate?
Yeah, like do you... Okay,
in case... no, not with the Defiant boost. I think with the Defiant boost, it's a
Defiant boost
thing. If not the Defiant boost, I think, yes, you try and tank the 100 base power Rage Fist on the completely uninvested Annihilate, which I think we saw... Wait. No, Annihilate didn't use an attack before he got a boost, so we didn't get a read on that he was not attack invested. I thought maybe he did the damage to Latios.
Okay, so yeah, with the
so
attack up from the Luster Purge, the Rage Fist, even if it was only 100 power instead of 150, the Rage Fist always killed there.
Which is exactly what it was there. So,
yeah, so I guess... But the thing is, because Luster Purge got the 50% drop, Stormtide couldn't do that. He kind of had to just hope that it wasn't Fizdef, and just go for the acro.
Yeah, that's true. Because if it's not, well, if
it doesn't get the boost, it's only doing. Let me see. It's only doing 61 to 72.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm wondering more. So, what would a max HP no defense Annihilate take from that acro? Because even if you're assuming that he's like minimum attack and he's just doing like a careful build, like you still would probably account for the HP, right?
Yeah. Acro does 37 to 44.
So that never even kills, even if he's just a full HP spit set.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. This can't be right, is it? Because it's saying against full defense instead of full HP that the acro does 33 to 40. How much did it do?
36.
Oh, okay. So that was within the roll. I thought it did like 25.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah,
just
that
kind
was a
of like
perfectly
a
mid roll.
series of. I wouldn't even call it like unlucky though. Like it was kind of like tailored to the Annihilate. Like this, that seems like that was Sal's plan by bringing this set.
Oh yeah, I
It's just
agree.
the unfortunate thing was just like the not parking the seed, but that's not really luck. That's more just like, hey, don't bring seed if you're never gonna bring the
Yeah,
Sneasler in on the terrain. But
yeah,
and that just goes to show like how unburdened sets that rely on terrain, like you can't wait too long to do it. And there are times where you just kind of have to cut your losses and be like, well, this is the one window I'm going to have to use terrain, even if it's not the optimal time to use it. And normally it might not matter that much, but when your gameplaying kind of hinges on acrobatics, you probably don't want to have an item. And if the only way to remove your item is psychic terrain, and you know that you have acrobatics, and you know that the annihilate is still left on the bench with 100% HP at that point, you probably want to, even if it just means coming in, eating your seed, and you turning out, like just at least buff your acrobatics because it seems like it'll be important as opposed to being
yeah,
nerfed
yeah.
for no
Pavi
reason.
does
Because it's not like you're
say,
saving the item for anything else once the NDD is dead and the terrain is about to expire.
yeah, Pavi says in chat, didn't going Sneasler instead of Latios win? And I assume that that's when the Latios came in on.
Yes, here. I don't know if it
So when you
wins.
healing wish, yeah, when you healing wish, you go Sneasler instead, and you ban the healing.
Yeah, though I'm wondering what was Latios at? 3%. Yeah, I can see the temptation to go for the Latios here. I wonder what happens because he's just getting this flash cannon, right? That's always just spamming flash cannon.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what does Sneasler take from flash cannon? Doesn't die, right? Like, there's no way
No,
he
it won't for
dies.
sure. Yeah, you can.
Um,
It could have EQ on the Stila, especially since at least I think that was Assault Vest.
yeah,
But you can heal up your Latios anyways, right? If you go Sneasler, the healing wish banks until you go into something that can be healed.
yeah. That could also just be
A
a
knowledge
mechanic.
check.
Yeah, like just like not
Yeah, could
knowing
be.
that that's a thing. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that seems like where it would have made the difference.
Yeah, definitely. I think going Sneasler, it's at least maybe a little bit risky. Like maybe you can't click SD, and even if you do click SD, there's still the
No, but
option
you
of
don't need to. The Celestial is at 4%. You hit Clefable super effectively, and you hit Annihilate
do you
super effectively
kill
with
Clefable
Aggro.
though?
Does Clefable kill you?
Clefable can psychic.
Did it bring Psychic? No, it did
I don't
bring
know.
Psychic.
Not the
Yeah,
point.
okay. It probably does kill you then. Oh, this is a
Um,
interesting Clef
with
set. It's
Gunk Shot
bold.
can actually kill Fizdef without an SD. It can do 96 to 113 to
Yeah, it can also
Fizdef,
do
so it's a pretty good
0.
roll. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So multiply
Um,
that by like
can we
0.85 or
talk
whatever
about this
Gunk Shot's
Clef
accuracy
set?
is.
The
It did have Psychic.
unaware,
Wow, crazy.
it did, but it also had Flamethrower, Moonblast, Grass Knot with lefties, and
Huh.
12 Spatak bold.
Interesting.
It's a very strange set. I feel like if you're, I mean, the lefties like does technically help you more against Fizz Mons. I always wonder why, like, if you're gonna run 4 attacks on a defensive mon, at that point, just bring the AV. You're kind of not
Pretty much, right? But
like
if you need the
there's
Fizdef, it doesn't actually help.
no, and you probably want the passive recovery, like maybe that matters for like the unaware set where it's like you just because that's the nice thing about unaware is that you can just kind of like aside from crits calc things exactly to be like, hey, there's no way that this condition changes if I survive. If it's a 3-hit KO, I can always feel through it, right? Like if I have lefties like
Yeah.
pushing me at this, so maybe that matters at some point. But
It's kind of it works the same almost with Magic Guard too, because
yeah,
you don't have to ever calc rocks or like other
right,
random chip. Like you can very it's a very controlled environment in your calcs with
yeah.
Magic Guard.
But I actually wonder if
I will say that this is probably a set that you just run offensive with a berry. Like that's
yeah,
what I was worried about was Psychic Kevia Berry Clef with Unaware.
yeah, just tanking the poison and then
Exactly. You
killing.
tank the poison, and then even if you heal up your Latios, you might still just be in the same losing position. because you didn't kill the Clef because you didn't boost versus Steela.
Well, it doesn't matter.
If like
The
I have
boost literally
Medi-Cal.
doesn't do anything.
Oh, true. Yeah, because it's unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
So you'd have to.
So yeah, I do think Sneasler was probably the play there.
Was he?
If nothing else, at least to just get your boost off, so that or your seed off, so that you proc
he had poison
your
jab.
unburden.
He
Yeah.
actually never kills.
So it wasn't even gunk shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't actually deal with it. But does Clef even kill with Psychic? Because it's defensive.
I'm sure it does. It at 12.
I think it was out of terrain at that point, right?
Super effective. Yes, Sneasler would have come in on the last turn of terrain.
Yeah, it does 98 minimum with Psychic, so yeah, that if we're counting gunk shot as a kill, we'll count that as a
yeah. Good berry alert. Shut up, dude. Get this guy out of the chat.
I mean, great berry alert, honestly. I think won him the game.
Yeah. GG. He didn't even play in the game. He said GG.
Who does this guy think he is? Walking around like
he thinks he's in the game.
True.
All right.
Okay, that was our truant game, and I think that was a really strong debut from Sao, especially because I think Stormtide has been kind of tooting his own horn, saying, "Oh, I'm actually trying this time. I'm not running."
He always does that. He's always tooting that horn. We always say, dude, stop tooting the damn horn.
Yeah, someone's got to tell him to stop tooting that horn because Sao's just going to put him in his place.
He put him right in his place.
Yeah, but no, that was a really good game.
You know why? Because he was tooting his horn.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely entertaining, to say the very least.
Yeah, that was like that ending was like one of the more like actually interesting, complex endings that we had to analyze for a game that otherwise was just
it was very brute force.
Yeah. So I brought up the doc here. I just jumped to Truant since we just watched the Truant games fresh on the mind. Worth noting, Sal is 4-0. So that game was one of
that was popping off.
And now here's a 4-0 plus 9 and a 3-1 plus 9. Now is that a bad 4-0 or a good 3-1? Because the other 4-0 is plus 12. So I think that's just a good 3-1, right? Or no, I guess that's just plus 3 every time, I guess. Or no, because then the one would have to be.
Yeah, well, okay.
Seems pretty average then. This might be
I think actually the fact that I do want to talk a little bit about strength of schedule here, just for to preface this, because I do think that the strength of schedule is important, but it's a little bit hard to make it mean something early in the season. So if you're 4-0, you'll naturally have a lower strength of schedule because your opponents will have fewer wins because you're beating them. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's especially impactful in the early season. However, Sao's strength of schedule right now is in the absolute gutter. It is 0.31. And it's only shown on the leaderboard instead of the homepage if you want to check it.
Oh,
it's the lowest in the league.
Well, okay, so it looks like I guess we'll talk about this in a sec, but like Cinderace just replaced somebody who dropped.
Yes.
That is his week 4 win, which might have been a forfeit, right?
It was a forfeit win, yeah. It was a forfeit win against the week 4 opponent that dropped and we just replaced.
I guess it's not updated on the tabs down here because I don't see Cinderace. 1 and 3.
Yeah, that's my bad. I gotta do that.
So there was 1 win. So it's not even like it wasn't even the worst record in the league. But does that mean if you have the lowest strength of schedule, like your matches have to be against? That's surprising that Stormtide is one of the wins to still have the weakest strength of schedule because Stormtide is in the top 8 right now.
Yeah, true. But that's only 2 wins. Let me check who else has Sao played. They played Super Hot Thunder, Vortex, and Cinderace.
Well, Cinderace was was a
Vortex is 0-4. Cinderace is
this has no record and no replay.
Yeah, that was a forfeit win.
Yeah. What is this? Why doesn't this one load the other team? Is that just
this was also so this game happened, but Vortex didn't show team, so we didn't give Vortex his Pokemon any credit.
Does that have an impact on strength of schedule? Does diff factor into it at all?
Well, the diff actually, the game ended 3-0 anyways. But diff doesn't affect your strength of schedule. It's all just win or
It doesn't.
loss.
Okay. I was just gonna say, like,
Yeah.
I wonder if something about a forfeit specifically, like, makes it record weird and like treats it like a way worse loss than it was.
I see. No, it doesn't.
But well, okay. Worth noting that there is another 0.31. So he's not in another.
Yeah, there's a
0.3.
couple actually.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm surprised.
Yeah. It must just be that there's like only a set number of possible values you can have this early in the season.
Yeah, like it's
Like we see a
basically
couple
like how many total
6-9s,
wins
couple
do your opponents have,
6-3s,
right?
couple 5-0s, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Yeah,
the weakest strength of schedule out of 16. It's more like the weakest strength of schedule out of like six possible strengths of schedule.
Yeah, but so what I wanted to talk about with this specifically was, I mean, looking at Sao and Manglawan, who have different records but the same diff, they also have the exact same strength of schedule.
Yeah. Well,
it makes me feel
so
like
high.
Yeah, it makes me feel like Sao maybe should have been expected to have a higher diff by the right? Because if he's 4-0, let's just say he's actually the second best player. Just based on standings, we can kind of extrapolate information. Let's just say he's the second best. If he's actually the second best, you would think that with this low of a strength of schedule, that he would have a much higher diff, probably. Right? I know that Pokemon is weird. And
I think they're actually more disorienting because Corey's is only 3 ahead, so it makes it look like these ones are normal and this one's really high, but this one's actually like pretty average.
Yeah, it is. Well, exactly, yeah. So it makes me think, and I don't want to discredit, but it makes me think that the low strength of schedule is inflating Sao's wins because his diff is so low. Right, and I know that it happens sometimes.
Yeah,
you just have
like math-wise.
wins. Yeah.
I want to look at this. So Corey's strength of schedule is 0.69, which is the highest, or second.
The second highest.
Yeah. He has a win on Manjalilan.
Sure.
Who is the second place or third place player. So when you have 4 total wins and one of them is against somebody who is in third, probably bumps it up quite a bit, which is why I would think that maybe these really low ones are just like you beat like one of the people that are towards the bottom. So like your strength of schedule is in the gutter now. You know? Yeah,
but the highest seed that Sao has played this season so far, Stormtide, only 2 wins. So Stormtide, Supa, Cinderace,
isn't that why
and
it's
Vortex.
so low?
Yeah, that is why it's so low. Yeah, he only has 5 total wins among all of his 4.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It makes sense. Where it's like, since there's a small sample size, like just one win over somebody in the top 3 is going to skyrocket the strength of schedule. Whereas, like no wins up there and mostly wins on the bottom is why it's probably like as low as it is here, it being the lowest in the division.
But now on the totally opposite side of the spectrum, though, look at Vortex's strength of schedule.
Yeah, that's 0.81. I'm wondering.
Holy,
did Vortex literally just play these 3?
Vortex played Fox Hunter, Bobozab, Sao, and Manglawan.
So number 3, number 2, and then I'm assuming Bobo's
2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, that's why it's so high then.
Yeah, so literally out of all of the 16 possible games that his opponent has played so far, only 3 of those his opponents are combined 13 and 3.
Poor fella.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. I mean, sometimes you just get the bad schedule, you know?
Yeah. Just blame the commissioner.
Yeah, I rigged it. I actually made this division to make it so that Vortex didn't get promoted next season after his debut.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Can't believe you did that. But I mean, at least it's on the record now. To clear the air.
Yeah, sorry, Vortex.
Yeah.
We do have 3 people who are 04, and I think this might be...
One of them's Roy.
Yeah, one of them is Roy, who is a truant champ. And
Roy's either the champ or like the bottom 3. Like it's
See, I still really believe in Roy.
Like no, I'm just saying it never seems like there's much in between for him. Like he's either at the top or he's at the bottom.
This is the team that we think has a lot of anti-synergy, where it's like a bunch of Pokemon with like Feeny, and a bunch of mons that want the status thing. So it feels a little weird there.
Cortana survived. One of the old
Cortana
monsters.
survived. Hold on, why is that? I gotta look into that. Why is the diff for this game 0? It was definitely 1. Okay. Good thing we caught this. I will change it right now.
No, Cortana. Is it gonna change
Die,
the highlight?
Cortana.
No. He died live on stream, dude. We can't publish this.
Yeah, we've lost our monetization.
Oh no, our monetization.
I still believe in it. I always believe in Roy. He's again like even this season.
Hold on, wait. What did
he's
this
snuck
change
in
about
the
strength of
playoff.
schedule with the diff change that doesn't impact strength of schedule?
No, it doesn't. And yeah, his position in the standings didn't change at all either. Yeah, we'll see how Roy does. I still have faith, but it's definitely. But he did squeak into playoffs. The season he won, he was 5 in the season.
Yeah,
so.
he started pretty low.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we want to move on to Swarm?
Yeah. Is there any other standouts here? Maybe we can just check in with some of the debuts. Bratosaurus is 2-2.
Else is.
Yeah, Corey did just get demoted, and he's like undisputed number 1, very high S, 4-0 strong diff, +3 per game diff. Mangalallen is a truant, or is an NBA first timer. His mentor, I believe, is Trace. No, maybe Goater. I don't remember exactly who it is, but whoever it is, they're pretty strong.
Yeah.
Bobo, we usually expect to do pretty. Fox Hunter is on a debut season and is doing really well. Bratosaurus is 2-2 in their debut. Super Hot Thunder is 2-2 as well. Cinderace did just take over for Damu and hasn't played any games yet for the team, but did make a bunch of trades. I think there was like a Mega Garchomp, a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I can read out the trades.
There's not a Mega Garchomp that I can see.
Yeah, not anymore. Let me check the trades.
The Mega Garchomp.
Yeah. Okay, they dropped Mega Chomp, Terra Iron Hands, Entei, Rotom-Mow, Terra Executor Alola, and for Mega Dancy,
it dropped.
Snorlax.
Snorlax.
For
I
Mega
remember
Dancy,
talking about this team.
Yeah, Mega Dancy, Urshi, Terra, Swampert, Weezinglar, Articuno Terra, and Turtonator. I think Turtonator is kind of inconsequential. It's whatever form you want there. Sure, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they have some good value.
Definitely
I think Mega Dancy
upgrade for
Terra Urshi is strong.
Captains.
Yeah.
2 good captains using all 20 points.
I like that they specified in their trade though that they were picking up Urshi single Terra for 14 points, and in a third bracket in the same. Yes, I know complex. Okay, I'm glad you. I don't know. It just feels weird to like acknowledge that you understand. Like, do you also acknowledge that it's single and not rapid strike? Do you also acknowledge that you understand that it's 14 points? It just feels.
I would assume that if I were making that free agent trade, I would not say that, and then bring Wicked Blow to a game and say, I never agreed to the complex ban when I picked up the free agent.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm allowed to use Wicked Blow.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like if he didn't put it there, would somebody check in with him and say,
hey, you're aware
the complex ban?
Just so you know before you make this trade. There's still 3 fairies on the team. I say still. True. I don't know if there was before, but I think there was. I don't think there was a fairy involved in that trade unless the Weezing came in.
No, they didn't drop any fairies. They picked up 2, and they kept the 1. And they dropped the Terra Hands. I mean, Coco Terra Hands felt pretty decent. Yeah, the
Coco Hands was the...
Mm-hmm. Now there's nothing that uses the terrain. Oh, sorry, there is still a bundle. I forgot.
Yeah. And at worst, you're denying any other Coco team in existence.
Yeah.
Unless they're fighting you.
True.
Then you give it to them. Yeah. All right, I think That's probably good for
Yep.
Ultraman. We'll take a look at like the actual stats for the Mons probably in a later week when everything's are more filled in and we can start talking about like the awards
Yeah.
for various categories. So this is
Okay,
the
Swarm.
Swarm division. Hippie, is Hippie a new person?
Hippie, I believe so. I think they've been in the server for a little while, but they haven't played yet. Or maybe they played last season. Let me check.
I don't recognize the name from last
Yeah, it's
season.
either first or second time for sure. It is their first time.
Nice. Well, good debut.
Yes, wow, extremely strong, yeah. Tying Slingshot at 4-0 plus 15.
Yeah. And
And
Lilia with
Lilia's up here
4-0
too. Lilia,
14.
when's the last time that a division champion had this strong of a start? Like Lilia coming out as the truant champion
Had
from.
this strong of a start and is in third place.
Yeah, true. That's pretty rough, buddy. But conversely, we also see 404s so far.
Yeah.
One of them being good guy Greg at the
Couldn't
18.
have
That's
happened to a
pretty
better
rough.
guy.
I know. It's so sad to see him die like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unsurprising, Metro without Melmetal completely lost.
Yeah, Metro's definitely said that she's kind of taken her foot off the gas and is just kind of bringing some fun sets each week because
Yeah.
she doesn't know how to build with it.
Well, she also
Um,
said before the season that she was going to take it seriously and actually try and build things, and then never once
Promptly didn't
asked
do
about
that.
building that set. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I guess we're not trying with this
Yeah.
one.
Greg's team is the team that I think I rated pretty lowly. It was the Zardwai Tough team
Oh yeah,
that
with the
like
Terra
goes too hard
Venusaur.
in on
Yeah,
Terra Venusaur.
the Terra
Just doesn't
Venusaur
like
on a
have a
Zardwai
lot of
Sun team
synergy.
is just never going to be
Yeah.
ideal.
Feels like a little bit of mismanaged resources,
So
but
far, has not recorded a
doesn't.
KO
Yeah. Yeah, wow. It's
and
been
has
brought
died
3
3 times.
times and hasn't
Yeah,
got one KO.
yeah.
Let me check how many
Hey,
times.
Zard's brought 4 times and hasn't gotten the KO.
Wow. Let me check how many times Venusaur or how many turns
Turns has been alive.
it survived one turn here, but it died to Terrapagos, and it was not
Nice,
in Sun
nice.
in game 1. In game 2, Zard died turn 1, but it did get the Sun, and then
There's a sack Sun. Clearly, this Venusaur is going to get at least 1 kill this
yeah,
time,
Venusaur
right?
didn't come in before the Sun dropped.
Oh, come on.
Game 3, Sun was up, but Ogerpon came in instead of Venusaur. Zard died, Venusaur's there, no Sun. Unfort. And final game, Venusaur didn't come. So
Yeah,
yeah, it has been in the Sun for
that's crazy.
in 3 brings. Yeah, pretty tough.
Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to have to say I told you so,
I mean,
but
we did. That was part
like
of the point of the review.
we kind of told you so, you know? That's okay.
Get,
Learning
get that
experience.
Venusaur a better job.
Yeah, I have spoken to Greg recently, even just in the he kind of does feel like a fish out of water in the plunge into Swarm.
You're cutting out a lot.
And maybe that
I
was
couldn't
true,
tell
and
if it
maybe
was
the
the end of
maybe
the
the team
sentence or
was
not.
just bad, you know, or maybe it was just Miles. I have a weird feeling about just people who get promoted in general. I've seen, and I've never really identified a problem until very recently, and I think specifically this season is when I started to really like formulate an actual opinion on it. I feel like people when they get promoted, they feel like they're outmatched and they have to build something cheesy.
Yeah,
And they build
they get the upper hand.
weather or terrain or trick room or something, and they go out wheelhouse and they try to get too cute, and it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
And I feel like resorting to cheap. I mean, I don't want to call like terrain or weather teams cheap tactics, but like resorting to a kind of shortcut
It's a
to fill
gimmick,
the gap.
even if it's not cheap.
Yeah. It's definitely just a gimmick for sure to make up the skill difference that you're putting in your head that like, oh, the people in this division are going to be a lot, make it up somehow.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I
it
don't think
also
it's
kind of like if you're not super confident, let's say you're not building a gimmick team, you're building a more broadly prepared team. If you're not 100% confident that your team is good enough to win without like hard reads against a more skilled player, like you might be more inclined to like try to build things that are like I have to be right about this and they have to be not expecting it because I don't think I can win if we're both expecting everything. Like or rather like I don't think I will expect things better than they will if we're both bringing like broadly prepared teams, so I'll just lose the neutral game. So I have to do something where it's like they're either ready for it or they're not, and I have to like make sure I get my my unlosable gimmick strat because I got the perfect setup and they weren't ready for it. But it ends up
and
kind of being the opposite, where it's like, well, actually, the better players are like more prepared to deal with the gimmick than for a more broadly prepared team.
yeah, if anything, I think it should be the other way around, where
Yeah,
you run the kind of disrespectful teams in like before you get promoted.
right. Yeah, that's, I mean,
But
we
for
always
example, I
see like
mean,
the Dragon Dance Terra sweepers just like dominate lower divisions, but don't really do the same thing at higher divisions. Like there's a reason for that. It's
yeah, yeah. But even for example, I mean, I don't think necessarily the grassy terrain or like the terrain in general outside terrain is really gimmicky.
no,
But like it's kind of just the Coco robot team that I think is a little gimmicky. But like Lilia's grassy terrain team, Sneasel, um, Bulu, I feel like is really strong. It's been doing her well, and
yeah,
it doesn't seem that gimmicky. I mean, you have the unburdened Sneasler, but like there's just I don't know. Lilia just built a solid team and was confident in her abilities and
yeah.
has shown that.
I think Sneasler is
Form.
just an example of a mon that's like it's strong enough outside of terrain without really changing
Mhm.
anything that it's not a huge deal if you don't bring it. It's
Yeah,
kind
you
of
just
like
get the extra
Excadrill.
options.
It's like
Yeah,
Excadrill with a sand splash is not a sand team. It has sand as an option, but it's not like a gimmick team. Whereas
yeah,
if you're drafting Mega Swampert,
yeah. Rain.
it like and it's not on rain. It's like just not a good mon, and like you kind of have to run rain for Mega Swampert or Terra Venusaur for like another example. It's like it's a
True.
gimmick because if it's not in sun, it's not a real mon. Like it's not
Yeah,
doing
pretty
what
much. It's
you're
like worse
paying
than
for.
Amoonguss at that point,
Yeah.
right? I'd say it might even be worse than Vileplume. It's around the same
Yeah, I think it's better than a
tier-ish as Vileplume.
Moongus, like not better than, but like it does different things than a Moongus offensively.
Mhm.
But yeah, compared to Vileplume, I think Vileplume is just like strictly better if you were doing base Venusaur without Terra and without Sun.
Yeah, better at a lot of things at least.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anybody else in the division in their debut season? I don't think so.
No, not a lot. Garrett is Garrett new?
Nope. Garrett used to be named Not Lukey though.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I do remember.
I'm surprised that C2's down at the bottom right now, going 0-4. That's surprising to me.
Yeah.
Um,
What's
at
this
least based
team?
on what I've seen from them recently outside of NBA, it's been
Did
pretty
we
good.
like this team after it loads? I don't know why it's taking so long to load. There
Why
it
is
is.
it taking long? There we go.
Oh, is the Valiant Scizor Garchomp? It was the Mega T-Tor, Jesus. It was the Mega T-Tor without anything that benefits from sand. I remember not
Yeah,
liking
I don't
this.
think it's necessary, but it would be nice to have something.
Yeah, I just remember looking like I was seeing this and actually not really liking the T-Tar on this team and the Terra Captains. This was the one where like the Kilowattrel was like Kilowattrel's not a bad Terra Captain. It just sucks that there's a 20-point cap because that's 11 points and it has to be your higher Terra Captain.
Yeah, exactly. I think there was a lot that I liked about this team, but
Yeah, there's
it's
some things
again,
that are really good, but then there's
yeah,
just some
it's I
things that
think
are like,
specifically like the whole thing about Kilowattrel being the only thing Valiant, so Valiant
yeah,
can't really run like boost your speed unless you bring Kilowattrel, kind of, so you're kind of forced to bring Kilowattrel.
yeah,
I think we talked about how we weren't sure,
weren't
but
sure
then
what. It cut out.
We weren't sure why it wasn't Terra Scizor, but then if you have to
Oh,
bring
yeah.
Kilowatt, it might.
Yeah, if it has to come anyway,
So
it's better if it's Terra.
yeah. And Scizor can do its own thing without Terra for sure.
Yeah. I want to look at the strength of the schedule here, then, 'cause we didn't look at that.
Yeah, true.
Because I'm curious, C2 is a
Slingshot
very
Happy and Lilia's strength of schedules are the lowest I've ever seen after 4 weeks.
well. We have 4 people who are 0-4. I wonder how many of them played like only the 0-4 people.
Okay, let me check Sling first. Sling has faced Greg, Metro, Garrett, and C2.
Which is 3 out of 4 of the.
Yeah. And Garrett has 3
Garrett's
wins.
3-1. Yeah, I just saw somebody who had Metro, Greg, Davey, and Stella. Was I think.
And so
the
that's a
other one.
combined 3 wins as well, because Dave
Yeah,
is
that might have
2-2
been
and
Lilia.
Stella's 1-3.
Yeah. So makes sense there.
Crazy.
Having
I
anyone
mean, it's
who's,
the
like,
opposite of
2 0-4s.
it's the opposite of Vortex in Truin, right? Because Vortex was 0.81, which is just the opposite of 0.19,
Yeah.
right?
Well, Greg is
13, I think.
0.94. Who did Greg have to play?
Oh my God, Greg.
Slingshot, Lilia, Hippie, Pabby. Is that literally the top 4? Slingshot, Lilia, Hippie, Pabby. Actually, the top
It is
4.
literally the top 4. There's only one loss. His opponents are 17-1.
Jesus, yeah.
That's actually insane.
0.94 is definitely the highest strength of schedule I've seen. Very unfortunate. So hey, we're shitting on this team saying how bad it is. Like, turns out it's also just playing against the best teams in the league.
Yeah, Metro is very high too at 0.88. That's only one more win combined for Metro and Oliver.
Who's Metro's other game that isn't in the top 4? Lilia.
Metro played
Drix,
Lethal and Drix.
Okay, I guess 2 outside the top 4 then. Only top 5 and 7. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely crazy. So I do think there's
I think looking at these at like the 3-1s though, like again, this is a week 4 thing. Theoretically, you could say if Metro beat Drix, then Drix is 2-2, and we wouldn't really be saying the same thing like, oh damn, it's like the top 7. I mean, I guess maybe 2-2 would still be top 7, but it's like at that point, it's like the difference of one game. Suddenly, you have a 1-3 player and a 2-2 player, and it's less crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Greg though, where it's like, it's not even just you feeding them wins. Like they beat 3 other people. Like 3 of the people.
It kind of seems though like it seems like right now the top players have gone through their cycle of playing the bottom players.
Yeah.
And I expect these standings to even out a lot more.
Yeah, they're going to start intermingling a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. They'll start to play each other more.
Well, Hippie won't be. Hippie's playing Metro and then Fairs, and I think Fairs was also in like the bottom.
Fairs is 2-2.
Oh yeah, but it's bottom half. Okay.
Yeah, but so the thing is, all of the top people are playing all of the bottom people, but all of the middle people are just playing each other.
Yeah.
So, and everybody's even. So it makes me think that there might not actually be that big of a divide, even though there's a bunch of 0-4s and 4-0s. I think once they start to intermingle, things should probably shake up a bit.
Hippie's schedule is actually insane. Hippie's only player currently above the bottom half is Davey, that he has to play for the rest of the season.
Wow.
Now, 2-2, and also, and one of those Mazda, we know Mazda's good.
Yeah, true. I expect Mazda.
It's not like they're free wins, but it is kind of crazy that Hippie did not roll a matchup with any of these people.
Yeah, that is kind of
crazy. For the entire season. Actually, well, no, maybe Slingshot played one of these people who have 1 loss. I don't actually know. Garrett, that was it. Yeah. So Hippie evaded Slingshot, Lilia, Pabby, Lethal, and Drix on their schedule, which is really lucky, I think.
Wow, it's a good thing you made that call to check out the
the
strength of schedules, or we would have missed that point. No.
So Slingshot does have to play other top, like Slingshot has to play Lilia and Pabby and Drix. And Halfalk is one of those. I couldn't remember where Halfalk was. Yeah, so Slingshot and Lilia have to play against each other. Who else does Lilia have to play? Lethal, Mazda, and Garrett. So it's really like Lilia and Slingshot still have to play quite a bit, and some of those people were these people, so we know that they're also playing a little bit. It's really just Hippie. Hippie already being in first place, technically tied, but in first place 4-0 plus 15, and like looking at the rest of the schedule, knowing that as of right now, you do not have to play somebody higher ranked than 8th, which means that you're also not really competing directly for a playoff spot with anybody in any of your matchups. So like it's kind of just going to be entirely in your own hands. Is probably a pretty stay put Kyogre. Is probably a pretty good feeling for Hippie.
Yeah.
So don't choke.
Yeah, definitely
now, also a
interested
great
to
opportunity
see what
for one of
happens.
these guys to play spoiler, but
Yeah, absolutely. I actually think that none of them are really that out. I
Yeah.
do think Greg's diff makes it out of a possible minus 24. You need like
yeah.
5 mons. That's pretty tough. Or sorry, minus 18. I
maybe
misread that.
maybe Venusaur will get a kill.
True.
Yeah,
I
so far it's
think
6 0'd,
specifically
6
to
0'd, 3 0'd, 3 0'd. Yeah.
yeah,
So
I think
that is
specifically to Greg and Metro, want to have it, you got to start making.
You're cutting out a lot now. I'm
Oh,
like not
sorry.
even
I
hearing
think
full
specifically,
sentences.
I'm gonna move my mic a little closer because
Yeah.
my threshold has been kind of goofy.
Yeah.
I think specifically for Metro and Greg, if you want to make a playoff run, like you got to start making some trades right now, make some moves, shake something up. Like
Who
clearly
has
it isn't
Melm?
working. I know that they've mostly been playing the same players, but
Stella.
I don't think that means that it's going to be easy for you here.
I wonder if Stella will have pity on Metro and trade Melm because they're both in the bottom half.
Maybe because honestly, I think Stella could use some shakeup too. Look at the difference
Yeah.
in diff between Falk and Stella.
Stella has also brought Melm to the first game and not a single game after.
Was it the game that you won?
Nope.
Damn.
Yeah, Melm has
Yeah,
come
I
to
mean there
one
could
game as
be
minus one
something
diff.
good there because Metro has what, Stella Stila or something? Yeah,
Yes.
she has Stila.
That
Instead
could be
of,
Stella Stila. Think about it.
True.
I mean, at that point, that could also just be Stella griefing Metro, like drafting
It
Melm and just not
could be.
using it. But
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. Well, that'll be a division to keep an eye on for sure. Because the
Mhm.
thing is, like, okay, I can't really speak for Greg because I haven't seen a lot of him, and also like we kind of don't really like the theme a lot. I can say for at least like these, well, really everyone like in this league, like I don't think any of these people are like significantly worse than anyone that's up here. Like they're all like if they
really.
fix up some of these teams, like they could definitely go even still. It just depends. I also can't speak for Hippie because I've never I haven't seen Hippie play. Apparently pretty good. I don't know how unwinnable that matchup is for some people, but yeah, we're ready to move to Hustle.
Oh yeah.
Here's Hustle. Kung Fu Panda 4 is the only 4-0, but matching diff with the 3-1 Glum Lee. And we got a couple 0-4s. Luke and Eager.
Yeah, this division has a lot fewer people with
Extremes.
0-4s or 4-0s. Like only one 4-0 with
2-2s.
KFG. Yeah,
And
wow,
a 2-3. So I guess there has been a week 5 game played.
Yeah, Ronin is 2-3.
And here's a 3-2.
Penziska is 3-2, yeah.
I wonder if that was a win. So the most recent game was a win. So prior to this week, these two were also 2-2.
Yeah, Ronin and Pan were both 2-2 as well. So there were 10 players at 2-2. Definitely a much tighter division here. There's a couple people that I'm a little surprised about. Yeah, actually crazy. I am a little surprised that I feel
about
in PGP that Eager was like really strong. And now seeing him down at 0-4. Oh, right. I forgot Eager has the 10.
Yeah, the 10-point team.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you might be trolling a little.
All right, where's Luke's team? I feel like
Luke just made a bunch of trades. Actually, he just pivoted into Rain. And
Wasn't it rain before? I thought we already talked about it being rain.
no, you can see what Pokemon came previously. It was like
Oh yeah.
Aloe, Heatran,
Oh, there was an
Annihilate.
Annihilate and a Graphite. We
Yeah,
got rid
things
of the
like
monkeys. I hate this team now.
that. No more II? What do you
Terrible
mean?
trades.
Yeah, I mean, he already had the Zap. Um,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
just picking up the Scizor, or sorry, just picking up the and Barraskewda and the Archaludon. I believe he also picked up Ogerpon and Alcremie. Like I think oh no, Pelipper, Pert, Barraskewda, Arch, and then one of Alcremie or Ogerpon.
Yeah.
Do you think Terra Barraskewda is better than Terra Scizor?
Not really. In the context of a rain team where you also just have Pert, like you're kind of just forcing this, I think.
Could be forced. I'm kind of undecided. Sorry. I'm kind of
It's I don't
undecided.
think
I'm
it's
not
bad. I
too
think it's a
sure.
good it would
Yeah.
like in theory it's a good Terra Captain in rain, but I also think it's like how much overlap is there that you're committing your Terra Captain to this when
Yeah, and honestly, like
it's like
Barraskewda is okay outside of rain. You can run and it's like completely fine. I think Terra just makes it a little bit more viable.
yeah,
Um,
with that
and
speed
I guess
set.
you aren't actually that locked on to being rain, right? Like you can run
No,
having Swampert and Ursaluna means that you can have an out of rain thing
ground type.
version. Yeah, and you don't since you have two steals as well with Scizor, like
Yeah.
Archaludon does drop in value outside of rain quite a bit, but
But I also think that's why like Terra Scizor might look better here, where it's because it's not your only steal. So like
yeah, but
tearing off
Barraskewda
steal
is
doesn't
kind of
hurt you
the
as
only
much.
speed outside of rain. There's Ogerpon and Barraskewda.
That's true.
So I think being able to run the team of, let's say, Zapdos, Ursaluna, Scizor, Barraskewda, Ogerpon, and one other based on the match, I think is like kind of not the worst.
Yeah, but also I
I
think
don't
this
think it's the
happens to be a team that
strongest.
like actually somehow has like a really good consistent rain team. Like this isn't a team that I even feel like needs to not run in rain every week. Like you have all the good mods. Like there's sometimes where it's like, oh, you didn't get the Arch or you didn't get the Zapdos or something. It's like and there might be some matchups that like the mons that you have just end up looking terrible into the non like to run rain and you just kind of get screwed. So like you'd like to have a non-rain option. This is a team where like I feel like you could just run rain every week. Like and it's like strong enough just like in some of these mons. Not that you have to, but I guess it depends on what else is
Yeah.
on the table. Like for 13 points, if there's like a different speed option that's not a rain mon, and then you could throw the Terra on Scizor and then just like have a different speed mon here to go with Ogerpon. Like maybe, I don't know. Again, like I don't think that Terra Barraskewda is bad. Like I don't think it's a bad mon. I think it's probably really good in rain. It's just kind of awkward that you have two 13-point physical attacking Swift Swim water types and one of them is also taking your Terra tax. Like,
True. Do you remember if Luke was Hustle or Swarm last season? I believe he's
I thought he
been.
got promoted last season, so he was Hustle last
Yeah, I
season.
think you might be right. I think he's been between, and it's hard after the Hustle and Swarm split.
Yeah,
So All Stars started in season 5, I believe. Let me
that sounds right.
double check that. Yeah, it started in season 5. Luke was Swarm in season 5 and 6. So this is not a case of gets promoted into a gimmick team. But it is a case,
Was
as
he
Fennec pointed
not
out,
a
of game loss into rain
backfill?
trade brain rot.
Was he not a
Sorry?
backfill last season? Now that I think about it, did he replace somebody?
Mm, I don't believe so.
Maybe I misremember because for some reason I thought that he kind of was playing with house money last season. Maybe that's not true.
I mean, there's no better money to play with, really.
Yeah, Nahyma bucks.
True. Is that our house money?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean the cycle continues. We see mid-season rain crisis happening
It's
and
literally yeah.
jumping
It's
ship
a
into. I mean, I think it's
rain team
better
pivot
than
midlife crisis.
I think it's better than doing nothing. I mean, I think there's teams that should do more trades like this, right? Like
Yeah.
completely change the overall game. And it's
Right.
Luke is just trying to get some wins here. So respect for sticking your neck out there. I know that Rain hasn't gone very well for Luke in the past, but
Yeah. It
yeah,
also looked very different than this Rain team.
yeah, that's very true.
Rain hasn't worked when it was 7 water types and including
And 3
Golda.
flying types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fennec game loss into Rain trade brain rot. True.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
What else do we see here? It's a lot of 2-2. Should we put Fennec on the spot? Fennec's in the chat. Let's overanalyze.
Yeah, Fennec, what do you think of your
Oh,
performance?
we got a forfeit loss. What's this about?
I don't remember what happened there. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Ronan got a win though. Oh, I think Fennec was getting over
Getting over what?
a surgery.
Oh, that's not an excuse.
True. True skill issue.
Have you ever seen those memes that are like the Clash of Clans, like people messaging like, "Hey, sorry, I was in the hospital," like, and then they'll be like, or no, it was like, "Sorry, I was deployed. I couldn't do it this week." Because like, which war is more important to you? You're out of the clan, and they like kick them out.
Very true. Yeah, while we see if Fennec is going to respond, we can take.
I don't think the surgery was very successful.
Yeah, true.
We
can take a look at some of the debuts performances.
Yeah, who do we got? We got a lot of debuts in Hustle.
Yeah, a lot of. Let me double check if Kung Fu Panda was around last season, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
I'm pretty
Glum
sure.
took a season off, but obviously you know that Glum is not a newcomer.
Yeah, Glum is definitely not new, but yeah, KFP
Ryan,
was also not new.
chat
Ryan is new.
is
Yeah,
new.
Ryan was in chat
Yes.
earlier.
Still in the chat.
Doing really well. I think he made a couple of.
Yeah, and he's playing Fennec next week.
Oh, he picked up the Aloe. So when Luke dropped Aloe, he picked it up before midnight the same night, and like just hit the trade deadline to grab it.
That's nice. And a second water for Greninja is nice. What was the other? Was it a different water before? I feel like
there was Vaporeon.
Yeah.
And I think he traded away Vaporeon. I think there was another Pokemon that was like just a points that he traded that he added to the trade.
Yeah,
Vaporeon plus
Vaporeon's
something.
Not the same as Aloe.
Points. Yeah, the Terra Swalot is like pretty inconsequential, but you're clicking Terra.
Fine. You have hands.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I like Ryan's team. I think he upgraded his too after the trade. Yeah. So I actually expect Ryan to go deep. He could even just win out and go 7-1 for the season, and I would not be surprised. I think Ryan's been really showing up. He also just won his game to move on to the semifinals. Nice. So yeah, lots going for Ryan.
I'm looking at
to see where he goes.
The matches from this season here. That Mudkip matchup looks like a really tough matchup for this team. Like the Keldeo.
I can't say I've analyzed that far.
I'm literally just looking at the results right here and just kind of seeing like, because that's his only loss. And it's like you have the Keldeo into the Greninja and Hydreigon, which is like really good for Keldeo. Cinderace into, well, there's Vaporeon, but Cinderace I feel like is also like decent into Greninja sometimes. The Rotom Mow into the hands.
Yeah, true.
Skarm. Well, I guess Skarm doesn't really like hands. Yeah. I think honestly it's the Keldeo. Like the Terra Keldeo is probably pretty strong. That whole team.
Yeah, it looks pretty tough for the team to check, honestly.
But yeah. So if that's your only loss. Oh yeah, let's look at that.
And Mudkip is also 3-1, so it's against like another formidable opponent.
Yeah.
And by the way, Mudkip's only loss is to Kung Fu Panda. So those three in particular, I think, are just our like so far undisputed top 3. I guess Glum is up there, but hasn't played any of 3, I believe.
Yeah.
He's played Luke, Tylor, Dorky, and Fennec, who are also not easy opponents for what it's worth.
Yeah.
But hasn't played any of the tops.
Well, Fennec is if she's getting surgery.
Is it pre-surgery or post-surgery Fennec?
Or mid-surgery.
Mid-surgery Fennec.
No, that was Ronan. Ronan got the mid-surgery Fennec.
Yeah.
I've always said that that's the
Yeah.
easiest Fennec to beat.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. We also see Citric Sage. I think for a debut, they were definitely hyped up, and I think they have a really strong team as well. It's the we just watched their game today against
Yeah.
Polar, with
It's a
the
Cerulege.
Scissorilla
And that
and
was like
Cerulege.
that. I was thinking they could have won. Like that Cerulege could have won the game at a certain
Hmm.
not in that specific like script of the game, but like that you can already see how scary that mon is if it gets online.
Yeah, tough. And would you believe me if I said, without looking at this, if I said that their opponent who beat that game, Polar Palace, is right now my
Is what as you keep going out
2-2.
2-2. Oh yeah, yeah, they're all 2-2. The entire league is
Yeah,
2-2.
yeah. I feel like that game was just such a
It's
high
a pretty
caliber
broad
game,
diff for
and
2-2.
yeah,
Now that I'm looking at it, though, we have a 2-2 +6 and a 2-2 -8. Both with pretty much the same strength schedule, by the way.
okay. I've just changed my noise suppression. Maybe it'll
You sound a little bit louder. We'll see if it cuts out as
louder.
much. It's
Okay.
fine. It's not like too loud.
Sometimes my
But I
Discord
noticed the change.
messes with my noise suppression.
Yeah, it does that a lot. Those bastards.
Yeah, we'll see.
Kung Fu Panda with like a pretty flat 50 strength of schedule seems like a good mix.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense when almost everybody in the division is.
That's true, yeah. If you played
Yeah,
any
so
of like
it's
the 6-2-2 people, you have a 50% strength of schedule.
yeah. So it makes sense that Kung Fu Panda is a bit higher because, I mean, they probably played people in the middle of the pack, and then they
Yeah.
also played Mudkip.
True, yeah.
Ryan so far seems to be, and Glum seem to be kind of the people preying on the weaker teams, but
Yeah, Ryan, you hear that? You
yeah,
asshole.
come on, man. I guess Penziska's around there as well too, but it's still like, nothing super
Yeah,
out
we
of the
already knew
norm, right? It's
Panziska
nothing
was an
like
asshole.
the 0.94 and like the 0.1.
Yeah. Also,
So it
Panziska's
makes
strength
sense.
of schedule is going to be a little bit weird because they have an extra win.
Yeah, that's true. It's slightly different, yeah. But yeah, like nothing out of the norm, and I think at least out of the three divisions we've looked at, this
It's
is
a better
definitely the
balance.
closest division, like by
Yeah.
far.
Except for the 10 team. 10 teams
Yeah, true.
messing with the data.
Yeah. Now I do expect that maybe Luke will be able to bring it back. At least get a
Luke's team
couple
looks a
wins.
lot better now. I think that
I
they'll
agree.
be
I
able to get a
agree.
couple.
Yeah. But it's crazy
Let's
to
see,
me
does
that
Luke get to
like,
play Eager?
but it's crazy that like so many
It
of
does.
these 2-2 teams, or even Ronan, like how are they all so low in diff? Like everybody is very middle of the pack with diff. I know that
Which
they're
is
like even,
crazy
they're 2-2.
because the highest diff isn't that high.
Yeah,
So it's not even
even
like
the
people are
4-0 at
6-0ing.
+10 is not very high.
Yeah. Dorky had
Yeah.
okay, wait. 2-2 -8 compared to 2-3 with an extra loss and still 5 better diff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with one of the wins being a forfeit win.
True.
That's insane. How okay, wait, I need to see Dorky's games. I mean, your 2 losses are 5-0s, but like that still seems like kind of weird. That seems weirdly low. I guess it's that your wins are low diff as well. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's why. It's because the wins are 1-0 and both losses are 5-0.
Oof, yeah, tough.
Yeah. I forgot that there was a second factor to the diff that is not just
Yeah.
the losses.
Yeah.
I was like, I've definitely seen people who've gotten swept and have better diffs than that. It's like, oh, it's because he's not winning
Because
very
they
big.
have regular wins.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's been a couple other trades, but it wasn't anything else that was like super noteworthy. Oh, I think we can move on.
Yeah.
All
right. All-Star, we got a 4-0,
Yeah.
and it's actually kind of the same picture as Hustle here. We got a 4-0 and 2 0-4s.
Oh,
Except
I did
less
forget.
less two twos though.
Dorky did make some trades and dropped the Terra Buzzwole for Terra Tarak.
Terrakion.
Yeah, and there was a couple other Pokemon.
Yeah, because that's a
Crocodile,
different
Tangrowth.
price.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, All Stars.
Okay, All Star. So I was gonna say it's kind of the same picture, except that there's 3 2/2s and a lot of 3 1s and a lot of 1 3s.
Wow, yeah. It's the same in that the extremities
And
are very
yeah, well, it's
but
literally the exact same with 4-0 and 2-0-4s.
yeah, then there's 6 people at 3 and 1 and 4 at 1 and 3.
Yeah, so like more of a divide, like still a close division, but more of a
Mhm.
divide between the top and bottom half versus just like your diff being the difference.
Yeah. Now Leezy did take over for Polito, and I think maybe the week 4 game was Leezy's first. Yeah, it was. So Leezy has played a game and did lose to in week
That
4.
looks like post trade if he got like Togekiss, right?
Yeah.
Or
I
was
think he
Togekiss
picked
on
up
the team
Iron
before?
Bundle as well.
Oh yeah, because there's no more Prim, so it looks like Togekiss and Bundle probably replace Prim, and then something else surely because Bundle's not team
Yeah,
based.
there was a couple. And even the strength of schedule is actually very middle of the road. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they're
kind of as expected.
low.
Like most of the players have slightly below 50 SOS. Most of the bottom players have slightly above 0.5. So, I mean, it seems to be as expected. And we see our usual, uh, our typical suspects at the top of the division.
Well, typical except for Matt last season. Didn't
True,
make
except if
playoffs.
you're season 6 overmat, and in which case we expect you to be at the bottom.
Yeah.
We do see, and this was a kind of a play. I was not so sure how Shoshin would stand up to All Stars this year, because again, like we
After
talked
being
about, he
away.
hasn't played since season 3,
Yeah.
at least in the
He's in the
NBA. I don't
chat, so it'd be
know.
nice.
Yeah, true. Um, but no, it's been a
Does have the
pleasant
easy
surprise
strength
to see him winning. Maybe not surprise. That's not a good word, but it's like been reassuring that this was the right decision, because we weren't certain if we should just instantly put him back into All Stars after an ex Hustle player when that was our top division, or if we should try him out in Hustle and see what's going.
I think he's cheating.
He might be cheating, man. That might
Yeah.
just be it. Now, is Terra Hydrapple OP? Maybe. But I think
Yeah.
he's using it really well, and he's like a player, right? Everyone. And I guess so. His only loss then would have been against Azzy in that game that we watched.
Yeah. Yo, yeah, 3-1. Yeah. Yeah, we really saw like
Yeah, and
the
after that,
worst
he's
sample of his
beaten.
play.
Yeah, he's beaten Afonso, Baby Dragonzard, and Skyhops, which that's something I want to talk about, by the way. Baby Dragonzard is the reigning All-Star champion and is
Yeah.
bottoming out the division. How do we feel about this? Is it his team?
Well,
Is
isn't
he
he
playing
already like
badly?
clocked out?
He's kind of clocked out. He's made it pretty clear that he doesn't like playing Pokemon. He likes winning Pokemon. And when he's not winning, he's not having a good time. He
I mean,
just kind of stops caring, which is
I
like
think a lot of people
fair,
can
I
agree
guess.
with that. But also, like, for people to win, people have to lose. So you do kind of like
Yep.
need to
Yeah, exactly. You can't
respect
just
that,
be
like, you
like,
have to be on both sides sometimes. Right?
yeah. I mean, it's clear that there's no plot armor here, right? You have to earn your wins, even if you're the reigning champ. Like it's still not a free pass into playoffs next season. And
Yeah.
I would even say the only thing that we give you a free is we don't demote you after a bad season. So
Yeah.
Zard won't be put into Truant, or oh my god,
Yeah, I
he
hope
won't be
not.
put into Hustle next season.
Actually,
after one
no,
poor
put him in Truant.
performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
No, you kind of get a
He
shield
needs to get
if
his
you-
confidence
if you
back.
win a division. At least for the next season, like 2 seasons from now, if you have like win into bottom out 0,
Yeah.
we're not going to demote you because you won this season.
I mean, it literally balances out to being exactly even. You get
Exactly.
top overall and then worst overall. How about this Leezy PZ guy? I think that if he continues to lose Should probably demote him as a mod. I don't really trust him in a position of power.
Demote him as a mod, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's only played one game, and that's
It doesn't matter. The record kind of speaks for itself. So
yeah.
numbers don't lie.
The proof is in the pudding. Somebody else who's been a little down on performance this season is Afonso, who has, I mean, he started, if you remember, back in Truant, a couple
Yeah, like
seasons
swept
ago.
his way up.
And yeah, I think he was the finalist in Truant, or maybe he won Truant.
I think he won Truant.
I think he might
Didn't
have
he?
won
He had the
Truant in.
Gyarados. He had the Terra Gyarados that like went on a rampage and was like plus 30
Yeah, yeah.
and just literally never died for the entire season.
No, wait, did he? I think
I
that
think
was.
so. I
I
think that
think
was
that
the
was
first
either
season of
Roy
Truant.
Ace or Carnbeer.
I think that was a later season.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Regardless, he
I
had
just
a,
remember
a
doing the
strong
graphic
season
because it
there.
was Afonso. It was like Blaziken slash Afonso, and it was really annoying to write it out every
Yeah,
time. And he was at the top of every
yeah.
list, and every single like Mon winner was his. So like I always had to make room for it. So I think he had
I'll double
at
check
least
right
one
now.
of the seasons. He had one of the Mons that just completely dominated. There have been a
Okay,
few
so
like Terra Gyarados wins.
Afonso was season 2 Truant champ, season 3 Swarm alumni, season 4 Swarm alumni, and then season 5 is when we had the All-Star Hustle split.
Yeah.
He was about to get promoted to Hustle, but because Hustle and Swarm or Hustle just got split basically into two, he would have been like season 5 Hustle would have been kind of the same as season 4 Swarm. So we
Yeah.
decided to double bump him all the way into All Stars. Um, he bottomed out in All Stars, went to Hustle season 6, and then season 7 made it back to All Star. So he's
Nice.
changed division every season except for between season 3 and 4,
Where he stayed Swarm.
where he stayed Swarm one season. Yeah.
And that season's too true. It was the first season that we had Truant.
It was, yeah. In season 1, it was just Hustle and
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I feel like he's one of those people where it's like he is a good enough player that he can beat anyone in All Star, but also like some game, like sometimes he just doesn't have it. Like sometimes it just makes a mistake or gets tilted or overthinks something, and it, like the whole thing falls apart. Like we have some people like that where it's like he just doesn't have the consistency of someone like Riceman. I say the consistency of someone like Riceman or Overman. Like we've also seen those guys lose, but it's like
yeah, yeah.
I would also still say that like put it this way: when I see Riceman in a competition for something like this, I expect him to come out towards the top.
Yeah, like semifinalist at least.
When I see Afonso, let's say in the same competition, I would not be able to say like I expect him to come out in the top half. If you gave me a 1v1 match for Afonso, I would more confidently be able to say like, oh, I think he could win this game. Like I think he's capable of
That's
winning
fair.
games. I don't know if I trust him to have the same consistency as somebody who has shown that they're less like volatile in their results.
Yeah, that's fair. But you know what's kind of crazy though is he's played in all 3 of our off seasons so far, where he played in Cast Form Cup, or actually I think there was a Woshen Cup that he didn't play.
Yeah.
That was early on. That was
Well, he did pretty
between
well
season
in the
3 and
off
4, I
seasons.
think. And yeah, he does really well in them in
Yeah.
Cast Form and in. He did really well. I think he was
Yeah.
finalist in 2 of them. Like I don't know what it is, but off seasons he just totally turns up.
Yeah.
And then he
Well,
like
I think that's
performs pretty well in the season and like keeps showing us at least keep up with the people that he's playing with in his division.
yeah.
And keeps getting promoted, except for the one demotion.
I think that's part of like the profile though, where it's like usually like the more creative you are, and like the more like, because like he usually, I mean, ironically, I think he had a rain team one season and then was doing like the Dragon Dance Terror Sweeper in other seasons. But like I think overall he is a creative builder, and I think that's why you sometimes see that volatility. It's like sometimes it just doesn't work. But also like it tends to be like he tends to be good in the off seasons that have like more gimmicky rule sets where it's like he can really think of like a really interesting way to like abuse that gimmick. Whereas again, like you look at somebody like Overmat, where he's like his individual, like he's definitely like brought some sauce to games, but like his game plan overall and it's like building is like pretty boring, right? Like, but it's like it's boring because it's consistent. So I think that's why you see a little bit more variance in the results. For it's like for somebody who's like confident in something consistent versus somebody who's confident in themselves to like make a good team and like do something crazy or do something smart. And I think that's and you see like the more creative the format, the more you're gonna benefit from that. Whereas when it's not as I don't want to say it's not a creative format. All draft is creative. But in a league like this, like when it is kind of 50-50 sometimes if something is going to work or not, like you sometimes just have seasons where you just aren't getting lucky or maybe you're too dependent on this one thing working out and you get an unlucky roll or you get a miss and then the whole thing falls apart. And it's like, well, you had a great idea. It just didn't work because you got unlucky.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
whereas you see
People are saying in
Overmat
chat,
does get unlucky a lot that we've
yeah,
seen,
true.
but like he overcomes it because his team is like built to overcome, like it's built to outlast bad luck in many cases
Yeah,
and
except
like turn
that
that
one
around. We're right. That's what I said. Like we've seen him get unlucky before for sure. Like sometimes you just can't do anything about it. But
Yeah.
but for the most part, like we've also seen him win games where he has been completely bludgeoned by luck. Like he still comes out on top. Whereas,
Yeah.
I'm not saying Alfonso hasn't done that, but it's a little bit more reliant
Um,
on things going your way when you're being more creative.
Hops is saying in chat that Zard got picked up in a team tour kind of unexpectedly, and that made him really busy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's true, but he's also just been on record saying that he doesn't like literally last week he was saying, "I think I might drop. I don't like losing."
Yeah.
So,
Well, he's losing because he's busy. I think is what Skyhops is saying. Like that's making him busy, and now he's not able to put the same amount of focus in. When he doesn't put the same amount of focus in, he loses games, and that's not fun. So now he doesn't want to put more focus.
I don't
Like
know.
I think
I
it's the
saw him
snowball
talking
effect.
in multiple servers for multiple weeks about the trades that he wanted to make here. I don't think he's that busy.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't have a life.
Yes, what Tony said. He's been losing because he's busy.
I don't know. I haven't seen what he's
That's
said
possible.
around, but also I know how that can happen though. Like where you get into that like mindset. It's like you can be excited about it, and then things don't go well, or you didn't have time to prep for something, or you were prepping for too many things, and then things start going sour, and then it's like, well, now it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, you
So
lose momentum for sure.
yeah. That's why I stopped playing in like multiple leagues at once, just because it's like it's hard to even be like excited about one league that you're doing well in if it's like at the cost of another league. And then it's like, and then the worst is like if you're like doing really well in one league and like not super well in the other league, but then you like lose a game in the league that you're doing well in, and then you lose kind of more expected in the other league, but then it still feels like, well, that's like 3 losses in a row, even though 2 of them were in the league that you weren't really caring about, and one of them was in the league that you were doing well, and you're still like 5-1. It was like, but then it's like, then you start to question, like, did I just get washed over the course of 2 weeks? Like, do I suck now?
Yeah.
And then you start like, doing everything wrong
Yeah,
in the league that
everything
you
is
were
just
doing
awful.
well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I
I
can't
want to give
speak
him the
to his
benefit.
personal experience though.
Yeah, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. There's also like where you want to try a new team style and you don't like it. I think he didn't care for dark spam or couldn't figure out how to build with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's why, like, again, if you win a season, we're not gonna in season for like just not performing the immediate season after, because you've already proven that you
Yeah.
play with the dogs that you're playing with. But
It's a good time to
yeah,
experiment with stuff
it
too
does
when you
happen,
have that lenience.
and that's kind of what I was saying about like when people get promoted from lower divisions into even let's say a truant to swarm promotion, right? That's when they start to bring like they start to kind of second guess themselves and they draft out of their wheelhouse, out of their style. and their performance suffers because of it, and then they just get trapped in this cycle of like promotion, demotion, promotion, demotion. They don't trust themselves to like play up against the new people in the division. At least that's just what I've observed is when people get promoted, often they can like just draft a gimmick and shoot themselves in the foot, because if they don't mesh with it rather than building solidly, they build to a certain style that doesn't fit them, and I don't think it does them any favors.
Well, it's also like the easiest way to try something new is to try something that's like tried and true that you've never done before. Whereas like you don't really have to put a lot of thought into like how am I going to build this team? Because usually like you see a lot of teams that haven't been done before that are still solid teams that you can see how they make sense. And maybe it's just the difference of one or two mons. Like oh, you ran like Greninja instead of Hammeron or something. Where it's like maybe it's been done before, but it's not like a super common combination of mons. Usually that's because the person has a personal preference for some of those mons and like they just built the team how they wanted. And so you see that sort of thing. You can't really do that as easily with a brand new team. Like if you've just kind of run a lot of the same mods like 3 seasons in a row and it's still the same metagame and you're like, all right, I want to do something new. If you're not doing like a rain team that's very straightforward with what you need to draft, or like some other specific gimmick team that's like you just have a list of mons that you can pick from. If you're trying to do like the more like pieced together creative team, but it's like not mons that you're particularly passionate about or experienced with, that always falls more flat. Like as soon as you find out that you like don't really like using one of the mons, whereas if it's a weather team, like if it's built well enough, it's just like it's going to be good either way. So I see why people might do that, like when they just want a refresher if they're not somebody who normally does a weather team.
But it's out of their play
It's
style,
like
and they like.
I know, but I think
team
people
like
assume that because it's like a tried and true thing, it's like, well, what's the worst that could happen? Like it's a rain team. How do you play it wrong? And then you realize like, okay, maybe you play it wrong by like just not wanting to play a rain team, like it's like trying to do anything different.
Yeah, exactly. People assume that they can just pick up and play whatever they
right.
And like unless you're, I think, a super seasoned veteran and you used each of these Pokemon, or at least like seen them used together extensively in the past, it's not actually that easy to and run. Especially, I think
you have to get a feel for it.
Juggling your weather. Like, listen, even though weather is like still kind of brainless, there is still an art to like maintaining your weather.
Well, yeah. Well, the brainless part is the team building. It's not the playing. Like the playing part is like you have to think about a lot of things, especially in draft where like that they tailored against your weather team. Like you have to prepare for a lot of things and then like scout.
Yeah, and so you bring like 4 Watermons with Swift Swim and you say, why aren't my Pokemon? I'm clicking the move that's really strong. Why
isn't it working?
Yeah.
What's this water absorbability? Nobody told me about this. I've never used a rain team before.
Yeah.
What do you mean they just transfer the water absorber around every trade?
You can't do more than 2 Mons things at a time. Unless you're neat with no other hobbies, it's rare to find more than experience.
Yeah. It depends on the
There's a lot of addicts. There's people that like do 5 minimum, and I don't know. I think it just takes the novelty away from it. It makes it so that you like the battles you play, you just do to get them out of the way, and it's a hobby. It's a way for you to spend time.
If you're
maybe you don't even care about the competition, but you just like want to prep with a team, and that's the enjoyment you get, which is like totally fine. And it's not my place to judge what enjoyment you get out of Pokemon. But I still do hold people to the expectation that if you sign up for, and that's kind of my deal with like just saying that Zard got busy unexpectedly. Like, what do you mean he got busy unexpectedly? He signed up for another league and now he's suffering. And like now we have to be like, oh, do we find a replacement for him? He says, no, fine, and huffs and say, fine, I'll whatever. I don't want finding a replacement. Just and that's the frustrating. Skyhops is in 6 or 7. Nice.
Yeah, well, Skyhops doesn't have other hobbies, so
true. Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about that the people at the top have all played at least other people near the top.
So does that mean that all these like
So
3-1 people are like their one loss is to someone else up here, and they all would have been 4-0 if they were playing everyone down here?
yeah, pretty much. And I do think that was something we kind of identified at the beginning of the feels to me like there's kind of like I could give you a roster of like 8 people I expect to make playoffs and 8 people I expect to miss playoffs. And maybe within a margin of error, 2 people within those lists, I think I would nail most of the people. Right now, the playoffs, people in playoff spots are basically what I would expect. Like I would probably expect Azzy to be in a playoff spot. I would have thought that Baby Dragonzard was in a playoff spot based on his performance this season. But instead we see like Shoshin and Royce, and Skyhops was kind of hit or miss because I think he bottomed out last season.
Yeah, but then he
But like
practiced in
I don't
6
think
or
it's
7
anything
different leagues at the
too
same time.
true.
Now
Maybe that's
he's can't
true.
fail.
Think about it, Hops. If you weren't in 6 or 7 leagues right now, you could be 4.
True.
You're bringing
Yeah, there's
yourself
actually
down.
you should probably drop the league
Yeah.
because of that. You know, I meant to say this earlier. I'm surprised that Zap is 1-3. I feel like the last couple seasons, or wait, he
Yeah,
didn't
we
play
didn't like
last
Zap's
season.
team though.
Oh, that's right. Was it just a bad team?
Yeah, I mean, Zap is definitely the kind of player, and we've said this before, where like we can all disagree with the fundamentals of and the virtues of his team, if like for lack of a better term. But he'll still make it work. I mean, this time he just didn't make it work. I don't know. There was did you see the game where he brought Webs, Nuzzle, Trick Room on the same team with a choice scarf user?
Was that recent?
It was week 3 versus Skyhops. Can you pull that match up? Actually, I wanna.
I see a Smeargle.
It was so funny.
Maybe weird on this. Yeah, hold on.
While you're pulling it
Webs
up,
and Nuzzle were both on the Smeargle.
Oh, do you just have it on a different screen?
Yes, because it's on the dock screen. Hold on.
Oops.
I need to move it to the replay screen. I forgot that was on like a completely different tab. Okay, there.
Yeah, you can just watch the first like couple turns and it'll speak for itself.
Nuzzle.
So like sure, this makes sense. You get the Nuzzle, you get the Webs.
Trick Room.
And then you set Trick Room.
And it expires before anything comes in and gets to it. We'll see.
It clicks Trick Room again. But now Melm is like barely slower than things.
That's it again. The Webs in the pair.
Yeah, a second Trick Room has hit the field by.
That's a third, I think. It's a second Trick Room on.
A second user and a third actual use. And then was it Booster Speed? Booster Speed Roaring? Was it Speed or Attack? I didn't see.
It's Attack.
Okay. But then it was also Scarf Charm as well. You would usually think that in like Webs you would probably want to go for like a banded.
That's kind of why you bring it, right?
Yeah, that's a little bit more situational, but I just thought it was so funny.
That is a very strange bring.
Yeah. He's made a couple trades since then. We'll see. He makes it from there, but I don't know if I would have put Zap on the short list playoffs. Honestly,
that's true. Yeah, like given the actual reality of this team, I can see it. I'm saying that like if I were just looking at the names, I'm surprised that he's down here. But yeah, with the team, it makes more sense.
Fennec says, "Do I say it? What did you want to say? What could be so important that you on your surgery deathbed would have to say to us right now?" Also, I hope the surgery recovery is going okay.
I don't.
Okay, something else I wanted to talk about. Maybe just the last thing for All Stars. I kind of touched on it where like each of the top players who are like 4-0, 1 and 3-1 have all like played each other as well. So these are games and wins against like other strong opponents. Like in Suzu's only loss, for example, is against Riceman, who's 4-0. Camel's only loss is against Gensuzu, who's 3-1. Viaz's only loss against Riceman. Overmat's only loss is against Viaz. Shoshin's only loss is against Azzy, who I guess is the weakest standing. Riceman has won everything. Like it, and then Skyhops' loss is against Shoshin, who's 3-1. Like it's they are actually playing each other, right? It's not like Swarm where all of the 4-0s are just playing the 0-4s. Like they're definitely intermingling and just beating everybody who's not with top like 6.
It's true.
Wait, what happened to Fennec's message? Did she delete it?
Nah, I think the auto must have got it.
What happened?
I'm just protecting you. I don't want you to have to see that.
Fennec, it's 1984. What happened? It had to have been something important, or else.
It was just 6-7. I deleted it.
Wait, it says on stream, message deleted by NBA Pokemon.
Yeah, I deleted it. It was so the funny. Cursed numbers. I think I've deleted like 4, 6, 7 messages that have been posted in this stream chat across the various streams that we've done this season. I've deleted that, and then I deleted one that was like, somebody's saying something like about Tinkaton that I deleted. Hey, I don't speak Spanish, but I think you spelled siete wrong.
Okay, what do you think? I think that might be all we had today.
Yeah, that's all we had today. I mean, we looked at the strength of the schedule very briefly for this one. It's like pretty.
Yeah, it's
even,
very spread
even
out
across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of as you'd expect. Like they trend upwards the lower you standings. Usually, Gensuzu is kind of the only one that's a little bit of an outlier. But yeah, so Gensuzu,
that's like one game.
It's not. Yeah, it's just because Gensuzu played against Riceman and.
I was gonna say because we said they kind of like intermingle a little bit up in this top part.
Yeah,
like if your one loss is one of these guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I think Gensuzu coming out of these first 4 games with 3 wins is really crazy. Like just getting 3 wins out of Banhara, Royce, Riceman, and Camel as your 4, and then going on to Afonso, Shoshin, Dicey, Rice, and Azzy. I mean, it doesn't get easy, and there's never an opponent.
Actually, extremely easy. I would win all those games.
True. Yeah. You could just decide to win.
Yeah, just win. It's easy.
But yeah, it's never
in Spanish, sete in Portuguese. Is it still seis in Portuguese for 6? Did they steal that from the Spanish? I would have to assume that they stole the language from the Spanish because it's like further out towards the water.
Don't tell them
expanded that direction. So they stole it.
Yeah. But anyways, to close it off, I think Gensuzu's in a really good spot to have a really good record. Obviously, everybody 3-1. A great spot to make playoffs. Everybody who's 1-3 is like, it's getting dire enough that you're almost like in winner, like winning in situations right now, or losing out.
Yeah.
Like going down
because there's so many 3-1s
or worse. Yeah, exactly. Because you know that there's going to be a lot of like, let's say that everybody who's 3-1 just goes 2-2. That's a lot of 5-3s, and we've seen it before where the cutoff is like the top 4-4 player makes it in, and everybody else. So I don't think you should be able to count on getting in if you're 4-4. You're gonna have to go positive. Gonna have to start winning some games.
For sure. In Portuguese, it's what?
The suspense.
I like playing as Portugal in Civ 6 because they got rid of Venice. And Portugal's like the next closest thing to just set up your your ocean trade routes and just
What
spam
did they do?
money. You just
It's
get
a
like,
money coastal
yeah,
team.
you just get a bunch of money from trading on the coast. That's what anytime I
I
play
like money.
Venice, yeah. Well, I would literally like I kind of made it like a mini game
You
to be
played
like,
Penis?
no, not Venice, Venice
Oh.
in Civ 5. But Venice was weird. Like Venice, there's nothing like Venice in any other, well, any of the recent Civ games. Where it's because you can't build cities. Like you have Venice, and then you just like buy city states basically, and they just become your cities. Um, but it's the same kind of thing where you just like, generate a bunch of money, and it's like you just have to go for a diplomatic victory. Actually, you could go for military victory too, because you could just like make the city states pay for the military units and then buy them. But um, but Portugal is like the closest thing where I could just be like, what if I just like focus on only money and then I just bribe everyone because I'm like making 900 gold per turn in the Renaissance and everyone else is like at 6 gold per turn. And it's like, I might not have a military or any progress anywhere else, but I can get every luxury good because I'll just trade you
I would
money
take your
per turn
bribe.
for it. You take what?
I would take your bribe.
Yeah, no, it's like really
And your
successful.
bride.
Like, yeah, true. My beautiful Portuguese ships, those are my brides.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty funny. I've won games because people like didn't realize like how the rules worked for like diplomatic victories, and I just like buy all of their votes and then like vote myself the world leader, and then I just win the game. Like when I'm like turns away from getting nuked because I didn't invest anything in like science or military. It's like they're like currently wiping the entire map. I'm like, hey, if you need more money for military to like finish your crusade or whatever, I got you. And then I like give them 3,000 gold for like 50 votes, and then the next Congress is like the next turn, and I just vote for myself to win. And then the
Easy.
game's over. But it's fun.
Thanks, sucker.
Yeah. So you can't quite do that in Civ 6 because the diplomatic victory works differently. But what I can do is just accept that I'm probably not going to win the game, but I can at least like last the longest and feel like I contributed to the win when I'm the last person standing. That the person who just like dominated everyone with military, like they leave me last because they like the money that I'm giving them. It's like, hey, you know what? We'll take this victory together as they destroy my capital.
You're playing the Super Friends deck in Magic, or not
Yeah,
Super Friends, the Group Hug rather, where
I'm gonna say
everybody
yeah.
draws 100 cards, everybody's mana is, everybody gets
Is that still
100
like a
combat.
1v1 format?
Uh, you
Or is it
play
like a
Group Hug
group?
in like the multiplayer format, like the
Oh, okay.
four-player free-for-alls,
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't
and
really
you'd
make a lot
kind of
of
just be
sense to like
playing
play
to
that
just have a
style
good
in a
time.
1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense 1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly the more like popular Magic format nowadays is kind of the four-player free-for-all format.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. The last
Yeah,
time I
it's a
played
lot more
Magic
casual, so it's
was in like
easier
high
for people to
school.
get
I would do
into.
draft. Ironically,
Yeah,
draft.
draft is
We
still
love
fun.
draft.
It's like the thing is, man, like Magic product and like sealed product is just getting so expensive that
Oh,
draft
it
like
was expensive back then too to like have it like a deck at all. Like it was just
yeah,
like
yeah,
I could
it's so
only do
much
draft.
more so even now.
Yeah.
So drafts cost you like $50 to play,
Oh, really?
Canadian. So, but it's like it's still expensive.
Think it was like 15 or 20 bucks when I would do it in high school. But I remember
Yeah.
when we first like when I first went to a draft and like we drafted all the cards and I didn't realize it was like the winner got to like choose which cards they wanted at the end. Like I thought that we would like keep the cards that we drafted. And I was like really surprised when people were just like letting people take like really rare cards and like not really like fighting over them like during the draft phase. Even like if it wasn't like a strong card but just like a rare card. I'd be like, damn, like it's like, wouldn't you just want to draft that just to have the card? And it's like, no, the person who wins is just going to take that first. It's like, oh, so it
Wait,
doesn't matter what we
what?
draft.
What are you talking about?
So
That is
we
not a
would
thing.
we would draft like all the packs. Everybody there would draft, and then like you just have a deck that you use for the draft, and then all the cards are like pulled together, and that's like
Yeah,
it's
that's not a
distributed to the
thing,
winner.
dude.
These were like official tournaments though.
Mm, I don't know about that. Why'd you have to pay then?
Because you still took home cards.
That's pretty sus. I'm not gonna lie.
And
That's
actually, I'm wondering if did we have to pay? It was a while ago. I don't even remember if we had to pay.
yeah. I don't think I like that. I mean, that to me sounds like the people who know what they're doing are organizing the event to strip the teenagers of their good cards, and that's pretty sketchy. And I don't like that.
No. You don't bring your own cards.
No, I know. You draft, and then the winner, like if I beat you, I get to pick one.
No.
Or
It's
at
the
the end, all of the cards are pooled together, and then
yes.
the winner.
Every card that was opened for the draft is considered like they don't belong to anybody until the end, and then at the end, people get to like redistribute the cards, like
That's
based
still
on
I
the
still don't like
results.
that. And
That's just
like
that's how it ran. I think the idea was
I don't know,
because
man.
like
That's just so sketch. Like who's to say I didn't pocket one of the like good lands then?
I don't even think that was a
Who's like
thing
what
back then.
what benefit do I gain for like keeping my cards in condition?
I think it's more of like a I don't know if it's like an honor system or like it's just. I think the
I don't
idea was
know. It
that
just
you're like
seems
you're
so
playing for cheaper
so
and it's not.
underground. It's like you're playing for ante almost.
I have to. I wonder like there has to be like a official like rule set. Let me
I
see
don't
because
think
this
that's a
was
thing.
because what do you normally do? Do you
You
you just
keep the
keep
cards
the
that you
cards that you
draft.
draft?
Yeah, and there's a pack reward based on your place.
Please pick one card. Let me see. I don't even know like how to start looking this up. Like what terminology to use. Like if there's a
Like MCG drafts the pool cards together. I don't know. It's just
yeah.
does that not seem sketchy to you? I mean, maybe if you're bad.
It was
I
like
mean, there's so many ways to abuse that. Like if you could just pocket your rares and say, okay, here,
what
pick
everybody
your
sees them
cards.
get picked though.
What do you mean everybody sees them get picked? Are you
Because
drafting
all
open-handed?
yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was an open draft.
Whatever you're doing there, dude, I don't think that was
Let me
in
see.
my to my knowledge, that's never been a way Magic events have ever um handled, and I used to be a judge.
Let me see draft distribution.
If you find anything that proves me
Yeah, I'm
wrong, I'm
because
willing to be
again,
proven
I could
wrong.
be like misremembering things. I do remember specifically like that part where it was like that the cards like it didn't matter which ones you actually drafted because they weren't the ones that you were necessarily going to keep. Um, I don't remember the rest of the setup. This had to be like 20, maybe like 2000. It's probably like 2010 or 2011. Would have been
That
when I
is
was
like a
new.
year or two, I think, before I started playing. I probably started playing in 2011 or 2012. Like maybe there was something before then, but again, that sounds very...
Yeah, let
But
me
yeah, if
see.
you find something, link it and uh, talk about it and see what other people think. But for now, I think that's a pretty good spot for us to close off. I've still got to make the drive home for
Oh
for
right,
four
yeah.
hours, so
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
gonna have to
So I
read
want
this
to
because
get a
I'm
move
also
on.
I'm reading like rule things that are saying like yeah like you don't look at the other packs like maybe it wasn't open like that's something I'm not confident to say like that there was like an
Yeah,
open
yeah.
thing. I just remember like one specific card that somebody pointed out was like rare, but it was like before we started playing and they were like and they made a point about like oh it doesn't really matter who took it because the winner is going to be able to
Because
get it.
whoever wins is gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways,
Maybe it was like you keep
I
most of
think
your deck
it's
except for like a couple rare cards or something. Like they just like had that as part of the reward. I don't know. But whatever. That was little side tangent. If anybody else knows anything about this,
Yeah, I'm
this,
all ears. Let me
that
know.
played Magic Draft in 2012 or 2011, then by all means, because I'm sure I'm wrong about some of the things I'm saying here. Like I said, I don't remember, but I'll see what I can find. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think it's time.
I think Mario is on the case.
Yeah,
Actually, Mario's been
our boy.
investigating.
Yeah. He this is what he has to say to the people that were pocketing all these cards apparently against the rules.
Hey, Stinky!
Yeah, you sneaky. Give me my card back.
You get it, Mario.